Chapter 470. Liang Jinchao nodded understandingly. I know that. It's okay if the conditions are a little worse. It's okay. It doesn't matter if he's poor, as long as he treats Ping well in the future. I'm relieved to hear that. Don't worry about it. I'll inform you once I find a suitable match. Matchmaker Gao, I'll leave Jing's matter to you. Please be careful. If the match is good, I'll give you a big red packet. Li Chuiying said with a smile. I know. I'll definitely choose a good match for you. Thank you. Matchmaker Gao asked a few more questions and got up to leave. She was still 5 or 6 miles away from Shuilon village. If she went back too late, it would be dark by the time she got home. Zhao Yun stayed with the third branch for a while. In the third branch, Zhao Ping was anxious about whether she could get married or not. She asked Liang Jinchao to buy her a new set of clothes. Mother, can you buy me a set of clothes? If matchmaker Gao introduces a match for me, I'll be able to dress better when I meet people. If it's like now, I'm afraid that the man will be scared away when he sees me. Zhao Yun was amused by Zhao Ping's words. She was a little self-aware now. She knew that her appearance was scary. Liang Jinchao was stunned. Zhao Ping was pestering him. If he didn't buy it, his daughter would probably make a fuss. If he bought it, a bolt of cloth would not be cheap. A bolt of slightly better colored cloth would cost a few hundred copper coins. This was not a small expense for a country bumpkin. Although Zhao Yun's breakfast stall earned a little money, she also gave her a little. However, she wanted to save the money to buy land. If she saved it for a while, she should be able to buy a mu of land by the end of the year. Land was the foundation. Without land, there was no guarantee for her future life. If one day Zhao Yun's breakfast stall could not run, she would still have land. Her life would not be too difficult. Zhao Ping begged Liang Jinchao relentlessly. Mother, I've never worn any good clothes in my life. Now that I'm about to get married, you won't make me a set. If I don't dress up well, I won't be able to get married. I'll have to eat and drink at home for the rest of my life. It costs more than a set of clothes, right? Liang Jinchao sighed. Ping, it's not that I can't bear to buy you. Before Liang Jinchao could explain, she was interrupted by Zhao Yun. Mother, buy it for her. I will pay for it. By the way, buy a set for Tianan and Tianfu. Liang Jinchao did not expect Zhao Yun to agree. This was because Zhao Yun and Zhao Ping did not get along. Naturally, Liang Jinchao could not guess what Zhao Yun was thinking. Zhao Yun felt that Zhao Ping's words were not without reason. Clothes make the man, just as Buddha makes the man. It was indeed a bonus to dress up well. Zhao Ping was a little ugly. It was better to have a set of clothes made for her than to look like this. Not to mention anything else, dressing up well would make her stand out among the country bumpkins. She might be able to give others a good impression. If Zhao Ping could get married, there would be one less troublemaker in the family. A few hundred copper coins were nothing. Zhao Ping looked at Zhao Yun in disbelief. Chapter 471. In addition, she bought some oil, salt, spices, vegetables, and the like. She bought 5 caddies of pork at once, and the boss of the meat shop gave her some big bones. There was no meat on the big bones, and there was no oil, so the ancient people did not like it. But in the 21st century, the big bone soup was very nutritious, and the price was a little higher than the price of ordinary meat. If the soup was stewed with this big bone soup, it would definitely taste good. Zhao Yun asked, Boss, if I buy meat and big bones from you every day, can you lower the price? Miss, if you can buy so much every day, I can definitely lower the price for you. The boss said with a smile. How can it be cheaper? Miss, I can give you a discount of 1 copper coin for the pork and big bones. That is, the pork will be 14 copper coins per catty, and the big bones will be 2 copper coins per catty. Miss, what do you think? Xiao Yun thought about it and felt that it was very cost-effective. After all, many little drops make a mickle, and when the time came, she could save a lot. The price of the meat on this stall was about the same. Xiao Yun came several times and compared the prices. This stall was more generous. So the meat on this stall was sold faster than other stalls. In this way, the meat would definitely be fresher than other stalls. Okay, boss, then I will patronize your business in the future. Ah, good. Give me another 5 catties of big bones. Okay. The boss quickly picked out 5 catties of big bones with more meat and gave them to Xiao Yun. After paying the money, Xiao Yun carried these things and put them in the car. Today's big purchase cost more than 500 copper coins. Fortunately, the stall was full. Otherwise, although the other things were not very expensive, the pots and pans would cost a lot. The most important thing was that it took more time to buy those things. Sister-in-law Mulan, let's go back. Xiao Yun said. Okay. Mulan nodded. Seeing that Xiao Yun bought so many big bones, she was a little puzzled and asked, Yun, what are you buying these big bones for? Stew. Tomorrow, I will cook noodles with some big bone soup. It will definitely taste good. This thing is not expensive and the cost is low, but it can be boiled in a big pot. Mulan nodded, I see. You can eat it yourself. Sister-in-law Mulan, the children in your family are growing. Boil some big bones for them to nourish their bodies. There was no nutritious food at home. If the children didn't eat well, it would be difficult for them to grow taller. Take a few pieces of big bones. Mulan thought about her 3 children. They were indeed very skinny and did not gain any weight. But the family's conditions were not good. In the past, he didn't know how to buy big bones. Although the price was cheap, the villagers felt that there was no oil or water, so there wasn't much nutrition. Now that Xiao Yun has said so, this thing seems to be very nutritious. Yun, are these big bones really that good? Of course. The bone soup is very nutritious. It is more nourishing than eating meat directly. Okay, then I will take 2 pieces back to stew. If it was something expensive, Mulan would be embarrassed to accept it. 2 copper coins per catty was quite cheap. Okay. The carriage stopped in the courtyard of Mulan's house. Xiao Yun picked 3 big bones with the most meat on them and gave them to Mulan. Chapter 472. Xiao Yun was a little confused. That? Which one? The more Xiao Yun asked, the more shy Mulan became. Yun that one. That thing between a man and a woman. Mulan thought about it and said it out loud. Xiao Yun had also given birth, so she must have experienced that kind of thing before. If it was with Huang Hua, that girl, this topic would not be easy to discuss. After all, it was not good to talk about the things between a man and a woman. Mulan was still very shy. In the past, she had never talked about this topic with other women. Xiao Yun could be said to be the first. Xiao Yun was still a little confused. What did the things between a man and a woman have to do with this fish bubble? Sister-in-law Mulan. I still don't understand. What are you using this fish bubble for? Mulan's face was red as she started to explain to Xiao Yun. After explaining, Xiao Yun finally understood what was going on. People in ancient times did not have contraceptive measures, unlike now where there were pills and condoms. But when they did not want to have children, they could only use some contraceptive measures in ancient times. This set of fish bubbles was one of them. Xiao Yun blushed after hearing this. Actually, she was a leftover woman in the 21st century. She had never experienced the things between a man and a woman. When she transmigrated in this life, she became a mother. She had never experienced that kind of thing before. Mulan said with a red face, "We already have 3 children at home. It's enough. If we have more, we won't have the energy to take care of them. If we eat more, I'm afraid we won't be able to raise them. So if you want to avoid contraception, it's best not to get pregnant. It's safer to wear this thing." Xiao Yun nodded shyly. "Then, sister-in-law Mulan, you can use it. If I still want to eat fish later, I'll keep this fish bubble for you." Mulan also responded shyly. "Then, Yun thank you." "You're welcome." The 2 women blushed as they talked about this topic. Mulan stood up and said, "Yun I'll go back first." Xiao Yun nodded. "Mulan, see you tomorrow." Knowing that Mulan was far away, Xiao Yun was still imagining the dirty scene. Mulan had worked so hard during the day. Wouldn't she be tired if she went back at night? However, it was inevitable for adults to have such needs, especially those who had tasted the feeling of love between a man and a woman. Xiao Yun suddenly thought that if she married Mu Lianfeng in the future, would she have to do such dirty things every day? Would she be like Mulan, using things like fish bubbles as contraception? "Mother, why is your face so red?" Dowdy suddenly ran over and asked in a soft voice. Mother, your face is so hot. Are you sick?" Dowdy's small eyebrows wrinkled together with a serious face. "Mother is really fine." Xiao Yun smiled and comforted her. Seeing her son care about her, she was very touched. Dowdu insisted, "Mother, no, Dowdu promised father that when father is not here, Dowdu will take good care of mother. If father knows mother is like this, he will definitely be distressed." Looking at Dowdu's serious appearance, Xiao Yun's heart was filled with warmth. But when did her son collude with Mu Lianfeng? "Mother is really fine. It's just a little hot. If you don't believe me, you can take a look later. I guarantee that mother's face will not be red." Chapter 473. At night, Xiao Yun cooked a plate of braised fish and settled everything. Then, she began her beauty treatment plan. If she maintained herself now, when Mu Lianfeng really came back, he would probably see her as a haggard old woman. Fortunately, there were beauty products at home. Xiao Yun took out the jar of honey. She smeared some honey on her face and then lay down to wait. "Mother, why are you smearing honey on your face?" Dowdu was a little curious. "Mother can become prettier this way." "Oh, but mother is already pretty." "If she becomes prettier, she will become a fairy," Dowdu said in a soft voice. When did this child become so good at praising people? Perhaps in the child's eyes, his mother was the most beautiful person. After applying the honey for 15 minutes, Xiao Yun washed it off with water. She pressed her hand against it and felt that her face had tightened a lot. She went to bed early to prevent the dark circles from remaining. The next morning, Liang Jinqiao brought Zhao Ping over. Zhao Ping was accompanied by Ma Xiaofeng. Ma Xiaofeng carried a basket in her hand. The basket was filled with fresh vegetables picked from the vegetable garden. She was probably going to sell them in Yang City. Zhao Ping said to Zhao Yun Xiaofeng is also going to Yang City today. Why don't we take her with us? It's 6 copper coins to go back and forth on the ox cart. Zhao Yun frowned and scolded Zhao Ping in her heart for being brainless. She was considerate and saved money for others, but she didn't think about how big her little donkey was. If they took Xiao Ping, and Ma Xiaofeng, it would be 5 people. Adding on the things they were carrying, one could imagine how heavy it would be. Sister Ping, my family's Xiao Mao can't carry so many people. You should also take the ox cart. As she spoke, she took out 6 copper coins from her sleeve for the fare. As for Ma Xiaofeng, she would have to pay for it herself. Zhao Yuner said this in a disguised way to refuse to take Ma Xiaofeng to the street. Ma Xiaofeng was a little embarrassed, and her face didn't look very good. Originally, he thought that he could save the 6 copper coins, but now it seemed that he didn't manage to save it. 6 copper coins was not a small amount. She only wanted to earn a little more by selling vegetables on the streets. Zhao Ping pursed her lips and looked at Xiao Mao. It was such a small donkey, it didn't look like it could pull many people. All right then. That was the only way. He couldn't be so thick-skinned as to sit there, could he? Ma Xiaofeng left somewhat unwillingly. When Zhao Ping saw Ma Xiaofeng's unhappy expression, she started to apologize. Xiao Feng, I'm sorry. I didn't know it would be like this. Ma Xiaofeng ignored Zhao Ping and Zhao Ping was a little anxious. Xiao Feng, I'm really sorry. I didn't expect it either. Zhao Yun that little donkey, is really small. Zhao Ping then why can't you do what you promised? If you can't do it, then don't agree to it. Look at your sister, didn't she say that on purpose? You've made me lose face. Those who didn't know better would think that I was trying to take advantage of you. No, 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 no. Zhao Ping hurriedly waved her hand. Xiao Feng, I'm sorry. Maybe it's really that the little donkey can't pull so many people. It's my fault. How about this, when we go to Yang City, I'll treat you to breakfast. Zhao Yun opened a breakfast stall. We'll go and eat a little then. When Zhao Ping said that, the anger on Ma Xiaofeng's face dissipated a little. Chapter 474. But if that was the case, how could he have the nerve to ask old Zhao's family? She couldn't bring herself to do that. Zhao Yun snorted, how is it not possible? There were too many shameless people in old Zhao's family. It was not impossible for them to steal things. Moreover, old Zhao's family had seen it when she sent those things over last time. It was normal for them to have bad intentions since they couldn't get it directly. Then, who could have stolen it? Liang Jinchao frowned and asked again. Zhao Pinger blurted out, it could have been either my second aunt, my youngest aunt, or my grandmother. These 3 people were the most suspicious. Because in the whole old Zhao's family, the second branch and Zhao Xinhui were the most gluttonous. Zhao Pinger knew the characters of old Zhao's family better. Zhao Pinger's guess was almost the same as Zhao Yuner's. These people were the most suspicious. Liang Jinchao still sighed. We don't have any evidence now. It's not appropriate for us to ask them directly like this, after all, they were a family. It was not appropriate for them to say such things. But we can't let them eat our food for free. Zhao Pinger curled her lips. She was angry at the thought of it. She didn't even have enough to eat so many pastries. She said to Liang Jinchao angrily. Pinger, since you're so angry, why don't you ask my aunt and second aunt? Zhao Yuner said indifferently. Now she knew that she was making things difficult for Liang Jinchao. She didn't even say a word. She thought that everything would be settled by just moving her mouth. I won't. Zhao Yuner, do you think I'm stupid? If I ask my grandmother directly, she'll scold me to death. She won't admit it. You're so evil. You don't want me to do this kind of thing. Zhao Yuner snorted coldly. Since you already know, then why are you still talking about it? Instead of questioning mother, it's better to think of a way yourself. Zhao Yuner, do you want to quarrel again? When Liang Jinchao saw that the two sisters were about to fight again, he hurriedly said, Okay, don't quarrel over this matter. How about we just forget about it? It's not good to hurt the harmony of our family. No. Zhao Yun and Zhao Ping said at the same time. Zhao Ping was upset because her food was stolen. If it was something else, it would be fine. But those pastries were so delicious that ordinary people couldn't eat them. It was one thing to steal, but to steal the rest in one go. Zhao Yuner felt that if there was a first time, there might be a second time. If she didn't teach the thief a lesson this time, her food would definitely be stolen again. Sigh, what should we do? Liang Jinchao frowned and sighed. Mother, don't worry. I have a way. Yuner, do you have a way? Liang Jinchao asked. Zhao Ping also came up to listen curiously. Zhao Yuner pretended to be mysterious and said, I'll tell you tomorrow. By the way, Mother, I'll go to Yang City tomorrow and buy a lock on the way back. When I come back, I'll put everything in the house. When I leave, I'll lock the door to avoid today's situation. Chapter 475. I also think it's delicious. Zhao Ping smiled. Ma Xiaofeng supported herself with one hand and whispered in Zhao Ping's ear, Ping, why don't you learn how to make these desserts next time? If there's a chance in the future, we can also work together to open a breakfast shop. After all, Zhao Yun is your sister. The money she earns doesn't necessarily go to your parents. It's better to earn money in your own hands. You can buy a lot of beautiful clothes and jewelry, and then dress yourself up. After hearing Ma Xiaofeng's words, Zhao Ping also felt that it was true. That's good. When we go back, we'll learn from her. If there's a chance, we can also open a breakfast shop to earn money. NN. Ma Xiaofeng nodded happily. She didn't expect Zhao Ping to be so gullible. She really fooled her with just a few words. In fact, if it weren't for this, she would be too lazy to associate with Zhao Ping. The reason she got close to Zhao Ping was because she felt that Zhao Ping was uglier than her. When the two of them appeared in the village together, people only paid attention to Zhao Ping and ignored her. Therefore, she had a sense of superiority when she was with Zhao Ping. At the same time, Zhao Ping was gullible. She would do whatever she was told to do. A few words of coaxing would be enough. There wasn't a second person like her in the village. After the two of them finished eating, just as they were about to leave, they were stopped by Zhao Yun. Ma Xiaofeng, the things you ate are worth 24 copper coins. Please pay before you leave. After Zhao Yun finished speaking, Ma Xiaofeng was a little confused. Pay 24 copper coins. How could she have so much money? Today, she only brought a total of 10 copper coins. The round trip cost 6 copper coins, and the rent of the stall to sell vegetables later would cost 2 to 3 copper coins. Aren't you Ping's younger sister? So you're considered Ping's, right? Ping has said that she would treat me. Ma Xiaofeng's meaning was very clear. Since it was considered Zhao Ping's stall and Zhao Ping said that she would treat, then why should she pay? Yes, Zhao Yun, I said that I would treat Xiaofeng. Why are you still asking her for money? Zhao Ping asked angrily. She felt that Zhao Yun's words made her lose face. You said, please, did I agree? It's not like you can't treat her, but you can pay for both her and your money. 50 copper coins total. Zhao Ping's eyes turned red. Where would I find the money to give you? Why do I have to pay for breakfast? The ping's eyes, but it's Ace's, is it? Now that I'm in a bad mood, I naturally have to take it. Zhao Ping, please understand that this is my stall. Mulan and I opened this stall together. It has nothing to do with father and mother. I'm the one who worked myself to death, and I'm the one who paid for it. I'll pay mother's salary, so even if it's you, you can't eat for free. What's more, you didn't ask for my permission to treat others. Alright, both of you pay up. I don't have money. Zhao Ping, pursed her lips. If you want money, ask mother. I don't have it anyway. Alright, then I'll deduct your share from mother's salary. But Ma Xiaofeng's 24 copper coins, I'll have to trouble her to give it to me. Otherwise, I'll send you to the authorities. You'll be flogged several times for eating and dashing. Ma Xiaofeng was frightened by Zhao Yun's flogging. She looked at Zhao Yun pitifully and said, Sister Yun I really don't have that much money. Chapter 476. Judging from Zhao Yun's attitude, she had no choice but to give it to her. Ma Xiaofeng bit her lower lip. If her mother knew that she spent 24 copper coins to buy breakfast, she would skin her alive. Her family was poor to begin with, and 24 copper coins was not a small sum. Jijia, if I knew that it would cost money, I wouldn't have eaten it. My family is really poor, so I'm afraid that I can't afford it. Ma Xiaofeng began to complain in front of Zhao Yun, again, trying to gain sympathy. She thought that if she did this, Zhao Yun would let her off. Unfortunately, Zhao Yun did not soften or sympathize with her. Ma Xiaofeng, you can't spit out the food you ate, so it's useless to say this now. I know that your family is poor, but I believe that it's not to the extent that you don't have 24 copper coins. It's hard for me to set up a stall and sell things, so I can't earn much. If you really don't pay, we can only meet at the yamen. Okay then. I'll give it to you when I get back. Okay then. Ma Xiaofeng ran away angrily with the basket. When she left, Zhao Yun saw that her tears were flowing down from anger. Zhao Ping hurriedly chased after her. Unfortunately, Zhao Ping ignored Ma Xiaofeng no matter how she coaxed Ma Xiaofeng. Zhao Ping put all the blame on Zhao Yun. Waiting for Ma Xiaofeng to run away, Liang Jinchao frowned and said, Yun, Xiaofeng is quite pitiful. Yun, why don't we just forget about the money? Zhao Yun knew that Liang Jinchao was soft-hearted, but she was not. Mother, look at Ma Xiaofeng. She's obviously using Jijia to take advantage of you. We can't let this kind of person take advantage of us. Otherwise, she will continue to take advantage of us next time. Liang Jinchao sighed. Thinking about it, Ma Xiaofeng did like to take advantage of others. The things belonged to Zhao Yun. She had no right to control Zhao Yun. She hoped that Zhao Yun would do the same, and that Ma Xiaofeng would learn from her mistakes. Mother, let's get back to work. Yeah. Liang Jinchao nodded and continued to be busy with Zhao Yun. Not long after, two people arrived. One of them was Xiao Hong, and the others were women who often sold vegetables on the streets. When they arrived at the stall, they were also stunned. They had heard that the buns at this stall were very delicious, so they wanted to buy a few to try. He didn't expect the owner of this breakfast stall to be an old acquaintance. Why is it Zhao Yun and Mulan? Yeah, when did they open a breakfast stall in Sun City? We didn't even know. There are so many people, and business is so good. I guess they can make a lot of money, right? That goes without saying. They'll definitely make more money than us. One basket of vegetable buns sold by them is probably enough for us to sell vegetables until we die from exhaustion. The women chattered and discussed, their voices filled with jealousy. After all, no one wanted to see others doing well, especially Zhao Yuner doing well. Auntie, don't be envious of her. Her business is doing so well because she's capable. People will only buy it if it's delicious. Xiao Hong said. The women were very disdainful. What can she be capable of? I think she's just lucky. The heavens were really unfair. Good people are poor, but people like her still give her such a chance to make money. That's right. God is blind. Actually, we have the capital. We can open a breakfast stall next door. Who knows, we might be able to make money too. That's right. Why don't we open one together? Chapter 477. Alright, let's go buy buns then. Yes, yes. Let's go buy buns and try their cooking. Let's see if it's similar to ours. Okay. Xiao Hong walked along with these women, thinking that since these people were so jealous of Zhao Yun, opening a breakfast stall, they might cause some trouble. She could join in the fun if she followed. To be honest, she was also a little jealous when she saw that Zhao Yun, stall's business was so good. When these women saw so many people lining up in front of Zhao Yun, stall, they were all waiting to buy buns. If they wanted to buy it, they would have to line up like everyone else. How long are we going to wait in such a long line? Yeah, why don't we not line up? Zhao Yun is from the same village as us. We know each other. Yes, we're from the same village. It's her honor to patronize her business. Naturally, we have to buy first. Alright, then let's cut the line. We'll talk to Zhao Yun later. Okay, then let's not line up. It's a waste of time. As they spoke, the women squeezed into the line together. The people who were originally in line questioned the people who suddenly cut the line unhappily. What's wrong with you? Why are you cutting the line? Everyone is lining up. Why are you cutting in? Yes, line up consciously. Don't you see so many people lining up? Who are you? What right do you have to cut in line? The women were very unreasonable. What's wrong with us cutting in line? The person selling breakfast is from our village. We know her. Haven't you heard that it's easier to do things with connections? Of course we can cut in line if we know her. Who can you blame if you don't know her? Let us buy first. How could the people who were lining up obediently be willing? They started arguing with the women. That won't do. Who said that we can cut in line just because we know her? If we come here every day to buy, wouldn't we already know the boss? Let's ask the boss what the rules are for lining up to buy things at this stall. Because of the commotion, Zhao Yun was alarmed. Zhao Yun also heard the conversation just now. He frowned with some displeasure. Did these women deliberately come here to make trouble? Everyone looked at Zhao Yun waiting for Zhao Yun to speak. Yuner girl, quickly tell them to let us buy it first. Auntie, everyone is lining up. No one has any special privileges. If you want to buy my family's buns, you should also line up. Zhao Yun said lightly. She knew that if she really let these women buy it first, the other customers would definitely not be satisfied. Who would line up obediently in the future? Not only would this affect the order in front of the stall, but it would also bring trouble to him. Most importantly, he would lose some customers. Therefore, Zhao Yuner would rather offend these women than offend other guests. Hearing Zhao Yuner's words, the women were very angry. Zhao Yuner, what do you mean? Aren't we from the same village? We are from the same village, but what does it have to do with you lining up to buy things? Then can't you do us a favor? To think that we were kind enough to come over and take care of your business. Good intentions don't have good karma. Zhao Yuner heard and sneered in her heart. So she had to thank them for coming over to cause trouble. Chapter 478. As Zhao Yuner spoke, she gestured for the women to leave. After Zhao Yuner finished speaking, the women were stunned. They never expected the outcome to be like this. Some of them were unwilling to accept it, and the people at the back of the line began to urge them. Hurry up and leave. You're blocking us from buying. As they spoke, some of them moved their hands and directly pushed the women away. The women stood at the side angrily. How could they accept such a huge loss of face? The few aunties were kind enough to buy the buns, but they didn't expect Zhao Yuner to be like this. If it were me, I would definitely let the aunties buy them first. Xiao Hong instigated. It would have been better if she didn't say it, but the women became even angrier. How can Zhao Yuner be as sensible as Hong? Isn't it just opening a breakfast stall? How smug is she? Seriously. This kind of person got rich because the heavens didn't have eyes. She even looks down on us villagers. Who does she think she is? In the end, it's because she's not good enough. A slut is a slut. Seeing that she had successfully angered the women, a smug look flashed across Xiao Hong's eyes. These women were very talkative. When they returned to the village, they would probably spread rumors. At that time, there would probably be some unpleasant words about Zhao Yuner. Today, Zhao Yuner's mood was not very good because of the two incidents. After packing up the stall, Zhao Ping also came back. She was thinking about buying cloth to make clothes. The few of them walked together to a shop that sold cloth. They chose a shop that was more affordable for commoners and went in. Zhao Yuner looked around and picked a light pink cloth, which made her look younger. However, her body wasn't very old. She was only 19 years old. Some other dark-colored cloth looked rustic. Zhao Yuner chose a dark purple one for Zhao Tianan. It looked better and was resistant to dirt. Zhao Tianan often went to the fields to do farm work. If he wore light-colored clothes, they would get dirty easily. She chose a blue horse for Zhao Tianfu, which was suitable for boys. It was not easy for Zhao Ping to buy one, so it took her a long time to choose. Mother, do you think this looks good? Nice. What about this? It looks good too. And this? Pretty, 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 pretty. Ping, girl, just pick one, we're all waiting for you. Mother, can't you let me choose? It's my first time buying one, so I have to buy the best one. Liang Jinchao sighed. He felt helpless when it came to his eldest daughter. Zhao Yuner snorted softly. If she was ugly, she wouldn't look good in anything. Did she really think that she could turn herself into a great beauty just by doing this? Zhao Ping finally chose a bright red one. Liang Jinchao frowned and asked, Ping, I think this color is too bright. I'll definitely be criticized when I wear it back. Really? Of course it's true. Then I'll change it. Change it. Then I want this. Zhao Ping picked up a purple-red one. Liang Jinchao looked at it and thought it was okay. The color was brighter, but not as flashy as bright red. Ping, this is good. Let's buy this. Zhao Ping nodded happily. Chapter 479. Since she had said that she would spend the money, she had no choice but to do so. Sometimes, women still had to be willing to invest in themselves. She had to take advantage of her youth to avoid waiting until she was old. Even if she had a lot of money, it would be too late to invest. After buying these things, the few of them went home together. For the next few days, Liang Jinchao made use of the time at night to rush Zhao Yun's clothes. Liang Jinchao was considered to be clever and skillful. The style of the clothes was very beautiful, and there were some flowers embroidered on it. It was very realistic. When Liang Jinchao handed the clothes to Zhao Yun to wear, Zhao Yun couldn't help but sigh. "Mother, your needlework is really good. The flowers are embroidered beautifully." Liang Jinchao smiled and said, "I learned it from your great-grandmother." "I only learned a little bit." "Great-grandmother?" "Yes, yes." Liang Jinchao nodded. "Then, great-grandmother is quite amazing." "Yes." Liang Jinchao smiled and told Zhao Yun about her great-grandmother. It turned out that her great-grandmother was not simple. She used to be the daughter of a big family. Later on, her family declined and she married into the countryside. She married Zhao Yun's great-grandfather. Therefore, her great-grandmother still knew a lot of skills. For example, embroidery was her specialty. Liang Jinchao learned this skill from her. "Yun try it on. Try it on and see if it fits," Liang Jinchao urged while holding the clothes. Zhao Yun nodded and tried the clothes on. As Liang Jinchao had tailor-made the clothes according to her figure, it fit very well. After Zhao Yun changed into the new clothes, her entire temperament changed completely. The clothes outlined her slender figure. The pink clothes made her look like a delicate flower. The patterns on the hem of the skirt came alive when she twirled it. Liang Jinchao looked at his daughter in a daze. After Zhao Yun dressed up, she looked even prettier than the young ladies on the streets. "Mother, what do you think?" There was no mirror, so Zhao Yun couldn't see the effect. Liang Jinchao smiled and said, "Nice, very nice. Yun, you look like a different person after changing your clothes." "Really?" Zhao Yun felt that Liang Jinchao was exaggerating. "Really, why would mother lie to you?" All right then, I believe you. But mother, I can only wear these clothes at home. I can't wear them when I sell breakfast in the morning. The oil stains are hard to wash off." It's fine, it's fine. Just put on another set of clothes. Come back early when you're done. Just take off your outer clothes." Zhao Yun thought about it and felt that it was fine. In order to wear the new clothes, Zhao Yun specially took a bath first, so that her smelly sweat wouldn't dirty the clothes. After taking a bath, Zhao Yun took the wooden basin to the river to wash the clothes. Zhao Yun casually tied her hair into a bun. 2 bangs fell on her forehead and a red bow was tied on her head. During this period of time, she had been applying honey to her face. Her skin was much smoother and fairer. Her complexion was very good. Coupled with the pink dress, she looked very girlish. She was a vivid beauty. When she walked in the village, she attracted a lot of attention. After all, there were very few people in the village who were so good-looking and dressed so well. When the men saw her, many of them revealed some greed. Chapter 480. When the women saw Zhao Yun, they looked at her with hatred. Women were naturally jealous. They couldn't bear to see other women who were prettier and prettier than them. They also couldn't bear to see their men staring at other women in a daze, as if they had enough. So after Zhao Yun walked past, many women gathered together and criticized Zhao Yun. Isn't she just seducing men by dressing so flirtatiously in the village? She doesn't have a man, so she's seducing someone else's man. She's so cheap. Isn't that so? She can't hold back her thirst. It's not like there haven't been rumors about her and other men in the past. Looks like the rumors in the past were true. I wasn't sure in the past, but now it looks like it's most likely true. Sisters, you have to keep an eye on your men at night. Don't let them be seduced by this slut. Got it. If my man dares to go over, I'll break his legs. Zhao Yun didn't hear these women's discussion. If she did, she would probably explode in anger. Why didn't they take a look at their men? Would she seduce them? When Xiao Hong saw Zhao Yun's outfit, she gritted her teeth in jealousy. Lu Lei liked Zhao Yun to begin with. Now that Zhao Yun was dressed so nicely, would Lu Lei still like her? In order to seek psychological comfort, she also started to discuss with these women. Zhao Yun is so pretty now. I reckon any man will like her. Luckily, I'm not married yet. I don't have to worry about the men at home like all of you. After Xiao Hong said that, the other women snorted. She just earned some money. She's dressed so flirtatiously. This kind of woman can only be looked at and doesn't care about the family. It's useless to marry her. She spends money recklessly. No matter how much property she has, she can still squander it. Xiao Hong hurriedly agreed. That's right. Marry a virtuous wife. You should marry someone like all of you, virtuous and thrifty. You shouldn't spend money in improper places. No matter how pretty a face is, it can't be eaten. You marry a wife to live your life, not to serve her. Xiao Hong's flattery made the women feel better. Thus, she began to praise Xiao Hong as well. Hong, when it comes to looks, you're not inferior to Zhao Yun, at all. You're more sensible, virtuous, and frugal than her. Even if your family has money, you don't squander it. Otherwise, with your Xiao family's conditions, what kind of beautiful clothes can't you buy? That's right, Hong is a sensible girl. Whoever marries her will be blessed. It's a pity that I only have one son. Otherwise, I would have let him marry into my family. It's all right. Hong is such a good girl. A good man will eventually discover her. You'll definitely find a good man in the future. Being praised by these people, Xiao Hong lowered her head shyly. Zhao Yun'er came to the riverside, quickly washed the clothes, and then carried a bucket of water back. On the way, they met Zhao Si. Zhao Si came back from work outside and saw that Zhao Yun'er was having difficulty carrying the heavy bucket of water. He went up to help and said, "Cousin Yun'er, let me help you carry it." Zhao Yun'er glanced at Zhao Si and rejected him. "No need, brother Zhao Si. I can carry it myself. I'm on the way, so let me help you carry it." "Cousin Yun'er, are you still angry at me because of the joke I made last time?" Zhao Si was referring to the time when he put her and Lu Lei together. Chapter 481. Since you're not angry with me, I'll let you carry it for you. It's not a big deal anyway. I can help. Zhao Yun couldn't win against Zhao Si, so she had no choice but to agree. "Thank you, brother Zhao Si." Zhao Si shook his head. "It's okay. You're welcome." Zhao Yun pursed her lips. She felt that Zhao Si was quite enthusiastic. However, Zhao Si was her relative. It was normal for him to take care of her. However, when the two of them walked together, rumors immediately spread that Zhao Yun seduced Zhao Si. Some people who wanted to stir up trouble went directly to Zhao Si's house and told his wife. Zhao Si's wife, Nian, rushed to Zhao Yun's house with a kitchen knife. Many women also came to join in the fun. What the women wanted to see was Zhao Yun being defeated. They didn't dare and had no reason to stir up trouble. They had to find someone to stand up for her. When Zhao Yun and Zhao Si came over, they were stunned when they saw the scene. Zhao Si said to Nian, "Qin, why are you here with a kitchen knife? Why are you not cooking at home in here?" Nian glared at Zhao Si angrily. "I'm here to settle the score with this vixen." She seduced my man of all people. Xiao Si was stunned. He digested what Nian meant. Did his wife mean that Xiao Yun had seduced him? While Xiao Si was stunned, Nian had already rushed toward Xiao Yun with the kitchen knife. She looked like she wanted to fight Xiao Yun to the death. Xiao Si hurriedly took it down and yelled at Nian, "What are you doing?" Seeing that Xiao Si was protecting Xiao Yun Nian made a bigger fuss. "Xiao Si, are you protecting this little b*tch?" Xiao Si glared at Nian and said fiercely, "What do you mean by protecting her? You're just talking nonsense." Why did he rush over with a kitchen knife and say such things? Who told you that cousin Yuner seduced me? Why don't you use your brain and think about it? We are cousins. What else can happen? Just now, he saw that it was difficult for her to carry the water alone, so he helped her carry it back. He didn't know that such a small thing could be described as seduction. Do you know that this will ruin cousin Yun's reputation? Nian calmed down after being scolded by Xiao Si. Thinking about it, Xiao Si and Xiao Yun were cousins. What else could happen? If something really happened, then it would be incest. She knew her man well. He would never do such a thing. Moreover, other than seeing Xiao Si helping Xiao Yun carry the wooden bucket, she really didn't see Xiao Si do anything out of line. Along the way, she had been instigated by other women, so she didn't know the specific situation. All right, hurry up and apologize to cousin Yuner. Don't be so reckless next time. Nian knew that she was in the wrong, so she immediately apologized. Cousin Yuner, I'm so sorry. I don't have a brain. I believe everything others say. This time, I wronged you. Nian's attitude was good. Just now, Xiao Si also helped her to scold Xiao Yun. Naturally, Xiao Yun wouldn't hold on to it. Chapter 482. Xiao Yun's sharp eyes swept across the group of women who were watching. They were so scared that they trembled and didn't dare to make a sound. All right, let's go back. Don't follow the crowd next time. Don't talk nonsense if you don't know the situation. Look, aren't all the rumors false? Xiao Si tugged at Nian's arm. She said that for Nian's sake, as well as for those who spread rumors. After that, Xiao Si said to Xiao Yun, cousin Yun, I'll go back first. Xiao Yun nodded. The people who were there to watch the show gradually dispersed. Seeing these people leave, Xiao Yun was a little annoyed. They always said that she seduced men. Who was she seducing? It takes two to clap. Since the man wanted to cheat, it meant that there was something wrong with him. Why did they have to blame it on the woman? Xiao Yun hated people who had an affair with other women behind his wife's back, not to mention having a relationship with them. A group of brainless women. At night, Xiao Yun was grinding beans under the candlelight. Daodu had already gone to bed. Now that the trial sale had been going on for a while, the soybean milk was selling quite well. It cost 2 coins per cup. It was delicious and nutritious. Many people bought soybean milk with fried dough sticks. There were quite a lot of rich people in Yang City. They didn't feel reluctant to spend money on food. If this soybean milk was brought to a small town, it probably wouldn't sell so well. Xiao Yun was grinding when the door of her house suddenly rang. Knock, 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 someone was knocking on the door. Xiao Yun frowned. Could it be that *** really came to find her? Who is it? Xiao Yun asked. The person outside didn't answer. Who is it? Xiao Yun asked again. Still, no one answered. Xiao Yun cursed in her heart. He was even playing with her. How interesting. If you know what's good for you, get out of here quickly. Otherwise, don't blame me for being rude. You're in for it. Zhao Yun'er threatened, but the man outside the door still did not leave. Zhao Yun'er frowned. This man wouldn't want to force it, right? Did he know that a woman like her was easy to bully? Mothif asterisk her, if he really dared to use force, she wouldn't mind beating him until he begged for mercy. Bang! 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 Someone knocked on the door again. Zhao Yun'er decided to open the door first and deal with this man just like how she dealt with Zhu Sanlu. Thus, he opened the door. When Zhao Yun'er saw a black figure come in, she took the basket and covered his head. Then, she picked up the rolling pin at home and threw it at the man. I'll beat you to death. How dare you come here in the middle of the night? If I don't teach you a lesson, you won't know how powerful I am. Zhao Yun'er scolded angrily as she hit him. Yun'er, it's me. Yun'er, don't hit me. It's me. The man begged for mercy. Zhao Yun'er was stunned. This voice was so familiar. This person's figure also seemed very familiar. Zhao Yun'er suddenly remembered that it was Mu Lianfeng. She was a little excited and a little uncertain. Was it really Mu Lianfeng? But why did he come here so late? Just as Zhao Yun'er was puzzled, Mu Lianfeng took the basket off his head. Yun'er, are you trying to murder your husband? Mu Lianfeng's tone had a trace of playfulness and helplessness. This time, he came back with great difficulty. He didn't expect to be treated like this by Zhao Yun'er. It was really a little frustrating. Chapter 483. Mu Lianfeng smiled helplessly. If it wasn't me, who else could it be? Yun'er, it wasn't easy for me to come back just to see you, but you beat me up until I'm covered in scars. Zhao Yun'er's mouth twitched. She also felt a little embarrassed and distressed after hitting Mu Lianfeng. That's because you didn't say it yourself. I didn't know who it was. I wanted to give you a surprise. Mu Lianfeng explained. Zhao Yun'er's mouth twitched a few more times, and she continued to talk to Mu Lianfeng. Then you should be glad that I didn't beat you to death. You didn't say a word, and I didn't know it was you. A few days ago, there was one who came running over. I beat him up and threw him out. Zhao Yun'er was talking about Zhu Sanlu. Hearing Zhao Yun'er's words, Mu Lianfeng's eyes suddenly became sharp. A man came to find you. Who is it? Zhao Yun'er looked at Mu Lianfeng with a murderous gaze. It was probably because he didn't want to see his woman being provoked by other men. I've already taught them a lesson. Don't worry, it's useless even if they come. If one comes, I'll beat one. If two come, I'll beat both of them. I'll beat them to death. Looking at Zhao Yun'er's fierce look, Mu Lianfeng's mouth suddenly curled into a smile. His Yun'er was so cute. Mu Lianfeng also knew that Zhao Yun'er must have suffered a lot while he was gone. If he could accompany her by her side, it wouldn't be like this. Therefore, Mu Lianfeng took a step forward, walked in front of Zhao Yun'er, and pulled Zhao Yun'er into his arms. Yun'er, Mu Lianfeng whispered in Zhao Yun'er's ear. Zhao Yun'er felt that she was caught off guard and fell into a broad embrace. Mu Lianfeng's pleasant smell enveloped her whole body. Mu Lianfeng hugged her so tightly that Zhao Yun'er didn't even have a chance to struggle. However, this feeling of being hugged tightly by Mu Lianfeng was somewhat warm. Her heart couldn't help but beat at this moment. Mu Lianfeng buried his face in Zhao Yun'er's neck and said to Zhao Yun'er, I miss you so. I've been thinking of you all this time. I've been thinking of you all the time. Facing Mu Lianfeng's affectionate confession, Zhao Yun'er blushed slightly. I miss you too. Seeing that you didn't come back for so long, I thought that you didn't want me in Daodu anymore. There wasn't even a message from you. Xiao Yun's tone was a little reproachful. Because she missed him, she blamed him for not even sending her a message. I'm sorry. Aren't I back now? This time, I'll never leave you guys again. Mu Lianfeng hugged Xiao Yun tightly. Xiao Yun didn't know whether she should believe him or not. Maybe he had to leave again in the future for some special reason. However, Xiao Yun could feel Mu Lianfeng's heart. This man was making a promise to her. It wasn't easy for him to do this. I know. The atmosphere between the two of them became more and more ambiguous. Mu Lianfeng couldn't help but caress Xiao Yun's face. He kissed her forehead, then began to kiss her face, and finally her lips. His lips covered those two soft areas, just like cotton. There was a hint of sweetness amidst the freshness. After tasting it, he sank deeper and deeper. Chapter 484. He was greedy, and Xiao Yun could only passively accept it. Mu Lianfeng's kiss was so passionate that she almost couldn't breathe. Xiao Yun tried to push him away, but she couldn't muster up any strength in front of Mu Lianfeng. She had just opened up a little when Mu Lianfeng's hand grabbed her head again. This guy, could he not be so violent? Her mouth was about to be bitten off. Mu Lianfeng had no intention of letting go. Their movements woke up Daodu, who was in the bed. Daodu poked his head out and saw Xiao Yun and Mu Lianfeng passionately together. Although Daodu was very excited to see her father come back, she still obediently did not disturb the intimacy between the two of them. His head, which had originally poked out, went back into the blanket and continued to pretend to be asleep. Xiao Yun couldn't break free, so she could only accept it. Mu Lianfeng's kiss was so passionate that Xiao Yun's body slowly went limp. She suddenly thought of a phrase, like a wolf or a tiger. Mu Lianfeng was a wolf and a tiger, and he wanted to eat her up. After a while, Mu Lianfeng stopped kissing and continued to hug Xiao Yun. I really miss you. I know you miss me. But why are you here so late? After all, it was already so late. Mu Lianfeng wasn't in a hurry to come over, was he? I just arrived in Yang City in the evening. After I settled the matters in Yang City, I rushed over to you. After saying that, Mu Lianfeng added another sentence. Because I miss my wife and son, and I desperately want to see them. I don't want to waste any time. Xiao Yun's heart was filled with a touch of sweetness. It turned out that he was always thinking about her. Xiao Yun had called out to Mu Lianfeng. You must be tired from the day. Come and rest. He had been on the road for the whole day, so he was probably exhausted. Mu Lianfeng nodded. The two of them lay on the bed in each other's arms. Although he was a little sleepy, Mu Lianfeng suddenly couldn't bear to sleep. He had been waiting for this moment for so long, and he finally returned to Xiao Yun's side. His Majesty ordered me to do something here, and it will probably take a while. Once this matter is done, I can ask His Majesty to grant a marriage. Mu Lianfeng hugged Xiao Yun. Xiao Yun couldn't help but be curious. Here. In this village, we're going to mine in the mountains. There's a huge iron ore mine in the mountains. His Majesty is expanding the army, so he needs more weapons. We found it 3 years ago. We came here at that time, but there weren't many people. We were stationed at the foot of the mountain. This time, we're going to start the official mining. His Majesty is in charge of it, so during this time, I'll be in the village to accompany you. Xiao Yun nodded. She could understand. The ancient times were the era of weapons. Once the army expanded, weapons were indispensable. This required a large amount of iron. Once a mine was found, it was normal to mine the iron ore. And mining the mine wasn't something that could be done overnight. That meant that Mu Lianfeng would stay in their village for a long time. She wasn't in a hurry to marry Mu Lianfeng. As long as this man could stay by her side, it was fine. Okay. Yun, if only I could meet you earlier. Why didn't I see you when I came to the village 3 years ago? Mu Lianfeng said regretfully. Chapter 485. Xiao Yun smiled. It's hard to say when it comes to fate. You didn't meet me in the past, so it can only be said that fate hasn't arrived yet. Perhaps you might not have taken a fancy to me when we met then. To fall in love with someone, one had to consider the right time, place, and people. Mu Lianfeng thought about it and agreed. The first time he met Xiao Yun, he was attracted by her uniqueness. If it wasn't for that time, he wouldn't have noticed this woman. The two of them chatted for a while more before falling asleep. The next morning, Xiao Yun went to sell breakfast as usual. On the way back, she bumped into Ma Xiaofeng, who was sitting on the ox cart. There were still some vegetables in the basket she was carrying. She probably didn't sell all the vegetables on the street, so these were the leftovers. Lu Lei, Xiao Hong, and other acquaintances were also sitting on the cart. Xiao Yun almost forgot about the 24 copper coins that Ma Xiaofeng owed her. She was too busy every day, so sometimes she would forget about it. Xiao Yun's little donkey slowed down a little when it caught up with the ox cart. The moment Ma Xiaofeng saw Xiao Yun, she quickly averted her gaze, not daring to look at Xiao Yun. Xiao Yun knew that Ma Xiaofeng was afraid that she would ask for money. She would avoid it if she could. Xiao Yun didn't ask for it previously, so she thought that she had forgotten. As long as she didn't appear in front of Xiao Yun, she probably wouldn't remember it either. Xiao Yun smiled and said, Ma Xiaofeng, how's business today? Xiao Yun's sudden question made Ma Xiaofeng's heart tighten. She knew that Xiao Yun definitely wanted money. No, nothing. Ma Xiaofeng answered guiltily. It wouldn't be good if she didn't answer. The 24 copper coins you owe me, I thought you would take the initiative to give it to me. But I've waited for a few days and still haven't seen it. If you still don't send it over, I'll go to your house and ask for it. Xiao Yun said faintly. She didn't really want to find trouble with Ma Xiaofeng, but she really hated this woman's character. He owed her 24 copper coins, yet he didn't say a word and even avoided her. If she forgot about it, she would really not return it. She wanted to get lucky. When Ma Xiaofeng heard this, her face turned green with fright. Actually, she had been selling vegetables in Yang City every day for such a long time. Sometimes she would walk there because she wanted to earn more money. Then, she could save 1 or 2 copper coins from the money she earned from selling vegetables. If Xiao Yun really asked her for money, she would have the money to pay. She couldn't tell her mother about this. If her mother knew that she owed 24 copper coins, she would definitely skin her alive. Big sister Yun, can you give me a few more days? I'll send it over to you later. Ma Xiaofeng asked nervously. Xiao Yun wasn't sure if Ma Xiaofeng really meant it or if she wanted to delay it for as long as possible. Perhaps she would forget about it one day. It's been a few days, but you still haven't shown any signs of returning it. You didn't even tell me before. Tell me, how can I believe you? Xiao Yun asked in return. Ma Xiaofeng bit her lower lip aggrievedly. Tears welled up in her eyes. Big sister Yun, I beg you. Just give me a few more days. I promise I'll return it. Please don't let my mother know about this. I don't want to be beaten. With that, Ma Xiaofeng started crying. Seeing Ma Xiaofeng like this, she really looked a little pitiful. Crying like this in front of so many people made Xiao Yuner seem a little overbearing when asking for money. Chapter 486. She knew how to act pitiful in front of everyone to gain sympathy. Of course, this world sympathized with the weak. The people in the carriage immediately began to speak up for Ma Xiaofeng. They were from the same village and knew very well that Ma Xiaofeng's family was poor and did not have it easy. Ma Xiaofeng's cheap mother often scolded and beat her. If they knew that Ma Xiaofeng owed Xiao Yun 24 copper coins, they would probably kill her. Yun, girl, forget it. Anyway, you sell breakfast every day to earn money. Do you still care about Xiao Feng's 24 copper coins? That's right. Yun, girl, Xiao Feng is so pitiful. Why do you still want her money? You're so stingy. If I could earn money like you, I would definitely not want it. I also think that it's better to forget it. Xiao Feng's family is often so poor that they can't eat. How can they take out 24 copper coins? Listening to these women's words, Xiao Yun only felt that it was ridiculous. It was really easy for them to talk. It was not their money, so they said it so easily. They were really standing on the moral high ground to condemn others. Xiao Yun really did not know what to say to this kind of people. Xiao Yun hooked up the corner of her mouth and sneered, "Aunties, what you're saying is wrong. It's my business that I have money. It's not easy for anyone to earn money. 24 copper coins is also not a small amount. Why don't I want it? When these big landlords collect the land rent, aren't they very rich? When did they exempt you from the rent? In ancient times, some people had few fields and could not feed their families. They would rent some fields to farm. However, the rent was really too much. Most of the harvest from 1 mu of land was given to the landlords. They only kept a pitiful small portion and worked themselves to death in a year. But if they did not rent the land, then they would not get any food and would only starve to death. After being refuted by Xiao Yun, these people were suddenly speechless. They could only force a few words. It's not the same. How is it not the same? It's not all about money. This. Ma Xiaofeng looked at the situation. It was useless for others to speak up for her. Xiao Yun was really determined to get money. Immediately, he pulled a long face, looking very sad. The people on the ox cart sympathized with Ma Xiaofeng even more. Of all the people he could provoke, he just had to provoke Xiao Yun. Even Lu Lei showed a trace of pity, but he couldn't comment. He knew that Xiao Yun must have her reasons for doing this. He would not get involved. Lu Lei's pity was caught by Xiao Hong. Xiao Hong quickly jumped out and said, "Yun, actually, Xiao Feng didn't say that she wouldn't return it to you. Why don't you slow down a little? Little Feng is also quite pitiful." After Xiao Hong said that, the women by the side agreed. Xiao Yun glanced at Xiao Hong. She finally knew how to pretend to be kind. "I've already extended the deadline for a few days. It's not like I didn't give her a chance." Sigh, Xiao Hong sighed and said, "Yun, can you not be so overbearing? Where it's possible to let people off, one should forgive them. Why can't you let Xiao Feng off?" Xiao Yun was not a fool. Xiao Hong was only standing up for Lu Lei to see. This woman disgusted her too much. Xiao Yun sneered and stared at Xiao Hong, making Xiao Hong's heart numb. She could only say, "Then how about this? I'll help Xiao Feng pay the 24 copper coins first. Xiao Feng can return it to me later. So that you won't chase Xiao Feng for it." Chapter 487. Ma Xiaofeng looked at Xiao Hong, touched. Sister Hong, I'll definitely return the money to you when I earn it. Xiao Hong smiled and comforted her. It's all right, Xiao Feng. Take your time. I'm not in a hurry. Ma Xiaofeng was even more grateful. When Xiao Hong's behavior was compared to Zhao Yun's, there was no doubt that Zhao Yun was a very mean person. Zhao Yun here you go. Xiao Hong handed the copper coins over. Zhao Yun accepted it without hesitation. She sneered and cursed in her heart. Keep pretending. Let's see how long you can keep pretending. That's fine. Now we're even. I'm leaving. Zhao Yun said as she drove her little donkey away. After Zhao Yun left, the women in the carriage began to criticize Zhao Yun and praise Xiao Hong. After all, Xiao Hong didn't care about money at this time and helped them, making them feel that Xiao Hong was generous and righteous. Sister Hong, thank you so much. If it weren't for you, my mother would definitely beat you to death. A kind person like you will definitely have good karma. Of course. A person like Hong will definitely have good karma. Whoever marries her will be blessed. Lu Lei, to be honest, that Zhao Yun isn't much. She's very mean and her behavior is a little indecent. I just don't know why you can't figure it out. Hong is such a good girl. That's right. It's just marrying into the family. You're the only one in your family. It doesn't matter even if you marry in. These women began to persuade Lu Lei. Lu Lei was very embarrassed and didn't know how to respond. However, Xiao Hong's image in his heart changed a little. He didn't hate her as much. When Zhao Yun returned home, Daodu and Zhao Tianfu weren't there. She didn't know where they went. The village was quite lively today. Because the imperial court was opening up a mine, they sent many troops over. There were probably a few hundred people stationed at the foot of the mountain. As the village chief, Li Xing naturally received these people. The villagers all came over to watch the fun and talk about the reclamation of the iron mine. Opening up a mine was a physical job, so it required manpower. Other than the people sent by the imperial court, they also wanted to recruit more people. Coincidentally, Shuilan village was right next to a mountain. Undoubtedly, it was much more convenient to recruit people from the village. Therefore, many people thought that if they could mine in the mountains, they would definitely earn a lot of money. It was definitely better than farming in the countryside. In addition, with so many people working, it would be good for the little woman to go over and sell some food and drinks. The miners were not criminals. They were free to move around. They worked hard and were very generous with their food. The people from the imperial court set up a stockade at the foot of the mountain and settled down. In addition to the miners, the smelters and weaponsmiths would come one after another. On the way back, Zhao Yun heard the women chattering about this matter. He said that it was a good thing for the Shuilan village, and it was also a chance to make a fortune. Zhao Yun also heard about the mining from Mu Lianfeng last night, so she wasn't too surprised. Zhao Yun first tidied up the things in the house. When lunch was almost ready, she saw an adult and a child walking towards her house. It was Mu Lianfeng and Daodu. Mu Lianfeng held Daodu's hand with a smile on his face. Daodu also grinned, as if he hadn't been so happy in a long time. Chapter 488. I was wondering why you were missing. So you left with your father? Zhao Yun said with a smile. Looking at this big and small figure, Zhao Yun's mouth also hooked up into a smile. Right now, the three of them looked like a happy family. Daodu ran excitedly to Zhao Yun and said, "Yes, mother, father took Daodu to the foot of the mountain to see the people that father brought over. There are so many of them. Father is so amazing." Daodu's eyes sparkled as he spoke. He looked at Mu Lianfeng with admiration. Mu Lianfeng was probably a great hero in Daodu's heart. In the end, she couldn't be both a father and a mother. Children still hoped to have a father who was as tall as a mountain and as heroic as a hero. Zhao Yun patted Daodu's head and said with a smile, "Okay, let's eat quickly." Aha! Daodu raised his little face and smiled sweetly. Zhao Yun took out the dishes from the pot and called out to Mu Lianfeng and Daodu to eat. The pork bone soup at noon was fragrant after sprinkling some chopped green onions. The vegetables were crispy and sweet, and after adding 2 drops of sesame oil, it was even more refreshing. There was also a plate of scrambled eggs with chili and a plate of steamed bacon. 3 dishes and a soup. It wasn't very sumptuous, but Mu Lianfeng was drooling. He couldn't wait to eat. Before eating, Zhao Yun scooped a bowl of soup from Mu Lianfeng and said to Mu Lianfeng, "Drink some soup first." "Okay." Mu Lianfeng smiled and took it. "Thank you, Yun." "You're welcome." Mu Lianfeng took a bite and said with a smile, "Yun, your cooking is still the best." A bowl of soup soon entered Mu Lianfeng's stomach. Zhao Yun gave Mu Lianfeng another bowl of rice, and Mu Lianfeng wolfed it down. It was as if he hadn't eaten for hundreds of years. In the end, Mu Lianfeng ate a total of 4 or 5 bowls of rice. He didn't stop until all the dishes on his plate were gone. Zhao Yun looked at Mu Lianfeng and couldn't help laughing. "How long have you not eaten properly?" Mu Lianfeng elegantly wiped his mouth and said with a smile, "It's true that I haven't eaten before. It's just that other people's food doesn't suit my taste." "Yun, your cooking is still the best." After hearing Mu Lianfeng's words, Zhao Yun looked at him carefully and found that he had lost a lot of weight. Zhao Yun thought to herself that she had to make some good food for Mu Lianfeng these days to make up for the weight he had lost. Daddy can eat so much. No wonder Daddy is so tall. Daodu should eat more too. You'll grow up to be like Daddy in the future. Daodu hurriedly lowered his head and dug into the rice in his bowl again. He ate a little more than usual. Seeing Daodu like this, Mu Lianfeng's behavior had a great impact on him. Zhao Yun suddenly felt that if Mu Lianfeng could stay by Daodu's side all the time, Daodu's personality would also be influenced by Mu Lianfeng and become a brave and righteous person in the future. After Mu Lianfeng finished eating, he said to Zhao Yun reluctantly, "Yun, I still have work to do. There are a lot of things waiting for me to arrange over there. I'll come back for dinner and accompany you and Daodu in the evening." Zhao Yun smiled and nodded. He had his own things to do. She wouldn't be so unreasonable as to ask him to accompany her. "Go ahead. If I have time, I'll bring you some food." Mu Lianfeng's lips curved into a smile. "Okay." Chapter 489. Mulan said, "Yun, I heard that the people who came to our mountain to mine are from the imperial court." "Yes. I also heard that it was the crown prince who brought people here." Zhao Yun was stunned. How did the news spread so quickly? Everyone knew that Mu Lianfeng was here. Zhao Yun nodded and replied, "Yes, the crown prince is here." "Yun, did the crown prince come to look for you?" "Yes, he did." Zhao Yun didn't know why Mulan was asking this. She felt a little guilty. Mulan sighed and said, "That's good. Yun, it seems that the crown prince is serious about you. It's not easy to find a good man these days. You must cherish him." "I know, sister-in-law Mulan. Brother Eru is not bad either. He's a real man." Mulan smiled shyly at the mention of this. Her man was indeed quite manly. He could protect his child and wife. Moreover, he was quite aggressive at night. During this period of time, she felt that she had become much younger after being nourished. Speaking of which, Zhao Yun's fish bubbles were still the best. If it weren't for Zhao Yun frequently sending some over, she wouldn't have dared to make so many fish bubbles after washing them. Otherwise, she would be worried that she wouldn't be able to raise a child if she got pregnant. At the mention of Mu Lianfeng, Liang Jinchao also started to be concerned. Yun, didn't you say that there's nothing between you and the crown prince? Why are you now? Mother, it's nothing. We haven't confirmed that we're together. We're dating now, Zhao Yun replied. I see, sigh. No matter what, if the crown prince takes a fancy to you, it's your fortune. You can even be a concubine. Liang Jinchao nagged. Zhao Yun could only agree. However, she knew very well that she wouldn't be a concubine. Yun, girl, are you home? A woman's voice suddenly came from outside the door. Zhao Yun looked outside. It was Zhao Yun's eldest grandmother, Madame Hu was also Zhao Baoshan's eldest brother's wife. Zhao Yun frowned slightly. She hadn't interacted with her eldest grandmother for hundreds of years. Why was she here today? Zhao Yun remembered that in the past few years when the original owner had an accident, her young mistress had scolded her a lot. She felt that she had gotten pregnant before marriage and had embarrassed the entire old Zhao family. Why was she so enthusiastic about coming to her house today? Eldest grandmother, what's the matter? Zhao Yun asked faintly. Her tone wasn't very pleasant. Madame Hu didn't think much of it and continued to smile warmly at Zhao Yun. Yun, girl, it's nothing. I just brought you some eggs. They're for you and Dowda to nourish your bodies. As she spoke, Madame Hu handed the basket in her hand to Zhao Yun. Zhao Yun saw that there were more than 10 eggs in the basket. Her frown deepened and she directly said, Eldest grandmother, why did you bring me eggs for no reason? I have some at home. It's better for you to keep these good things for yourself. Madame Hu didn't expect Zhao Yun to refuse without even looking at it. These eggs were a rare thing. Why didn't Zhao Yun accept it? Madame Hu smiled awkwardly and said, Yun, girl, take it. It's a little token of my appreciation. Zhao Yun still didn't accept it and said, Eldest grandmother, you must have a reason for bringing these eggs over. If you have something to say, just say it. Chapter 490. Zhao Yun responded, Go ahead. Yun, young mistress heard that you have a good relationship with the heir of the crown prince. Today, the heir of the crown prince even came down from the mountain to have lunch with you. Zhao Yun thought that Madame Hu was well aware of Mu Lianfeng's movements. She reckoned that everyone in the village was secretly paying attention to it. Yes, what's the matter? Madame Hu smiled. It's like this. Yun, I heard that when the time comes to mine in the mountains, we will need to recruit people from the nearby villages. I reckon that there will be more people going than the people we need to recruit. Your uncles and cousins, I was wondering if you could talk to the heir of the crown prince and arrange for them to work in the mines so that they can earn some money. When Zhao Yun heard this, she finally understood why Madame Hu had come to her house. Mining in the mountains meant that the government would pay a lot of money every day. The imperial court would naturally treat them well if they worked for the imperial court. For the villagers, this was a good way to earn money. After mining in the mountains, they would probably be able to earn a lot of money. Everyone was fighting for the job, but there were not many people who wanted it. Therefore, they had to think of ways to make connections to ensure that they could get such a good job. However, it was not easy to find connections. Who would know the heir of the crown prince? Not only Zhao Yun. Madame Hu did not want to have any contact with Zhao Yun, but she still came for the money. Seeing that Zhao Yun was silent, Madame Hu asked anxiously, Yun, can you help me with this? Xiao Yun smiled coldly and found it a little funny. When she begged her, her butt was hot. When she did not beg her, she did not think about how she had treated her in the past. Xiao Yun hated this kind of person the most. Young mistress, it's not good for a woman like me to get involved in this kind of thing. The heir of the crown prince has his own arrangements. Therefore, I can't help you with this matter. When Madame Hu heard Xiao Yun's words, her face immediately darkened. How can you be like this? He didn't even help his own relatives. Wasn't it just a casual mention in front of the crown prince? Really? Xiao Yun found it ridiculous. Was it her fault for not helping? Young mistress, even if I mentioned it casually, it might not be useful. Shitzi doesn't like me asking about his business. Don't make things difficult for me. Xiao Yun replied coldly. Madame Hu snorted, what do you mean by not allowing you to meddle in his business? I think the heir doesn't look at you seriously. You can't say anything in front of him. I reckon that she was just toyed with by the crown prince and was quickly abandoned. Let's see what else you can show off about. Madame Hu's words were said out of anger. She was simply blaming Xiao Yun for not helping. Xiao Yun curled the corners of her mouth. She was too lazy to argue with Madame Hu over this matter. Young mistress, since you've said so, then I can't help you with this matter. Please go back. Madame Hu angrily glared at Xiao Yun. She was still unwilling to give up. If all of their branches were to be arranged into the family, the money they would earn would be enough to buy several mu of land. Then, their lives would be much better. Now that the plan was ruined, they did not know how many of them would be selected. After Madame Hu left, Liang Jinchao sighed and comforted, your young mistress is like this. Don't lower yourself to her level. Chapter 491. That's good. Actually, everyone in the clan doesn't really like your eldest grandma. Back when your grandmother and eldest grandma were still living in the same house, they quarreled fiercely. When the family split up, your grandfather's branch didn't get anything. Your eldest grandma's branch took everything. So the relationship between our two families isn't very good, Liang Jinchao said. Xiao Yun actually didn't know about this. However, it seemed that Madame Hu and Hu Chunhua were both eccentric people. She didn't know who was more powerful between the two of them. They were probably on par, right? If there was a chance, she would definitely provoke the battle between Madame Hu and Hu Chunhua and watch the show. Speaking of mining, Xiao Yun thought that since they were really recruiting people, she should tell Mu Lianfeng and arrange for her father, fourth uncle, second cousin brother, and Zhu heir to go. As the saying went, one should keep the goodies within one's own family. If the few of them went, they could more or less earn a little. It would be a little tiring, but it was definitely much better than planting crops in the fields. Thus, she told Mulan and Liang Jinchao about this. Mulan readily agreed. This was a good opportunity. She saved money from selling breakfast every day. Coupled with the money Zhu heir earned from mining, they could save up a sum of money to build a house as soon as possible. Liang Jinchao also nodded in agreement. He felt that this opportunity didn't come easily when everyone was fighting for it. Thinking about it, it's useless for second cousin brother and fourth uncle to work. Didn't they give all the money to grandpa and grandma? Xiao Yun suddenly thought of this problem. These two people worked hard for nothing and earned money for the old Zhao family to spend. They hadn't split up yet, so they couldn't keep the money for themselves. Xiao Yun thought for a moment and said to Liang Jinchao, Mother, go back and discuss with grandpa and grandma. If they agree to let second cousin and fourth uncle keep half of the money they earn as pocket money, I can help them to arrange for second cousin and fourth uncle to mine in the mountains. Hu Chunhua would definitely not agree if he did not give her a single cent. Both parties could accept the other half. Liang Jinchao replied, All right, I'll go back and ask." Throughout the afternoon, there were many people who came to visit, all for the mining business. Zhao Yun persuaded them to leave one by one. These people were really annoying. When they didn't ask for her help, they avoided her. When they asked for her help, they were more enthusiastic than the other. Fortunately, she had figured it out during this period of time. As for people who suddenly appeared to curry favor with her, she just ignored them. Liang Jinchao went back and asked. Zhao Baoshan and Hu Chunhua didn't have any objections. After all, if they didn't agree, they wouldn't be able to earn a single cent. If they agreed, at least old Zhao's family would be able to earn some money. Besides, the other half of the money would still be kept by old Zhao's family and not given to others. Mu Lianfeng came back for dinner and had a little to eat. Zhao Yun especially made red braised pork, mapo tofu, meat rolls with eggs, and stir-fried vegetables for Mu Lianfeng. Looking at the sumptuous dishes, Mu Lianfeng's lips curled into a blissful smile. It's so good to have a wife. You can eat delicious food. Zhao Yun was amused by Mu Lianfeng. She smiled and said, "Of course it's good to have a wife. Someone can cook and warm the bed." As Zhao Yun blurted out, Mu Lianfeng's chopsticks paused. He looked at Zhao Yun meaningfully. The corners of his mouth curled into a smile as he said, "Since my wife says so, can you warm the bed tonight?" Chapter 492. It's not that cold anymore, why do you still need someone to warm your bed? But I'm cold. Then I'll let Daodu cover it for you. How can Daodu be as warm as you? Who said that? A child's but has 3 fires, Daodu is definitely much warmer than me. When Zhao Yun said this, Mu Lianfeng didn't know whether to laugh or cry. If she wanted to reject him, then so be it. Why did she have to say so much? Looking at Zhao Yun's bright red face, Mu Lianfeng felt that Zhao Yun was unusually cute. Daodu was eating when he looked up and smiled at Mu Lianfeng. "Daddy, if you're cold, you can sleep in the middle. That way, Daodu and Mommy can warm you up." When Mu Lianfeng heard this, he felt that it was very good and readily agreed. "Ha, my son knows how to dote on his daddy. Then it's decided." Zhao Yun only felt that she was once again sold by this precious son of hers. "Mommy, Daodu is full. Can we get some meat to feed Xiaomao now?" Daodu held the bowl and asked Zhao Yun. Zhao Yun nodded. "Go ahead." It had been a long time since she fed Xiaomao meat. Xiaomao had been working very hard during this period of time, so giving it some meat to eat was considered a reward. "Aha!" Daodu held the small bowl and excitedly went out. Seeing Daodu trotting out, Zhao Yun's heart melted. When Daodu left the room, only Zhao Yun and Mu Lianfeng were left. The temperature in the air seemed to have risen quite a bit. Mu Lianfeng stopped eating and muttered as he looked at Zhao Yun with some affection. Before Zhao Yun could react, Mu Lianfeng kissed her on the cheek. Taking advantage of Daodu's absence, she stole a kiss like a thief. Zhao Yun took it out and wiped her face, wiping off a lot of oil stains. She took it to Mu Lianfeng with disgust and said to Mu Lianfeng with a serious face, "Don't kiss me when I'm eating in the future. Look, it's so oily." Mu Lianfeng smiled helplessly. He only felt that this Zhao Yun was even cuter in his heart. Okay. I won't do it again," Mu Lianfeng replied. It was the first time he felt so despised. After lunch, Zhao Yun told him about arranging for her father and a few others to go mining. Mu Lianfeng agreed. In addition, he also told Zhao Yun that they needed a few women to cook in the mountains and asked if she could arrange for them. Such a large group of people had come over, and they were currently setting up camp in the open space at the foot of the mountain. Many of them were specially sent by the imperial court, and they needed to be taken care of. And these miners would also provide 3 meals. So with so many people eating, at least 4 to 5 women would be needed to cook. Of course, if the women were to come over to cook, they would also be paid. When Zhao Yuner heard this, she thought of her 4th aunt, Aunt Lu, and Aunt Lu's wives. So she said to Mu Lianfeng, "Then I'll arrange this. I know who to look for." Mu Lianfeng nodded. "I originally asked Li Zhang to look for this matter. Tell him tomorrow that he doesn't need to help." Okay. Actually, this was a good job, and she could earn a good salary. Many women could be found in the village, and many of them would fight for it. Since she was asked to make the arrangements, she would privately arrange this good job for someone she was close to. Chapter 493. Mu Lianfeng wasn't around during this period of time, and there was no one to tutor Daodu. Now that he was back, Daodu was in high spirits, and he pestered Mu Lianfeng to explain to him. Mu Lianfeng couldn't refuse, so he could only smile and talk about his knowledge. After a while, Daodu was still studying hard, but Mu Lianfeng became anxious. This child wasn't sleeping yet. How could he be intimate with Zhao Yun later? Thus, Mu Lianfeng asked, "Daodu, aren't you sleepy? Studying requires a balance between work and rest, why don't you sleep now?" Daodu isn't sleepy. "Father, are you sleepy?" Mu Lianfeng shook his head. "Father isn't sleepy either." "Then father, let's accompany mother for a while, don't you think so?" Mu Lianfeng's mouth twitched slightly, and he forced a smile. "Daodu seems to be right, then let's continue studying for a while." "Yes, yes." Daodu nodded heavily. Mu Lianfeng was a little distracted. He originally thought that it was good for his son to accompany her, but now he felt that his son was getting in the way. There was only one room here, and Daodu couldn't do anything else. Mu Lianfeng thought for a while, and then said to Zhao Yun, why don't we build a new house? It's too small with only one room, and it's not convenient to live in, don't you think so? Zhao Yun smiled. "Yes, I also want to build a house. When I have enough money, we can build one." "You want me to wait for you to save enough money?" "I have some here, why don't you use mine? We can live in a big house earlier, and Daodu can have his own room in the future. Also, you can build a big house, and let your parents come and live with us. It's better to live together as a family." Mu Lianfeng had a point. It was inconvenient for her mother to travel between her house and old Zhao's house every day. But, Mu Lianfeng knew that Zhao Yuner didn't want to spend his money, so he said, "I'll pay for it first. If you don't think it's good, you can pay me back when you earn more. What do you think?" Zhao Yun nodded and said, "That's fine. I'll talk to my mother about building a house later." Mu Lianfeng nodded, looking very happy. Once they had a new house, they wouldn't have to wait for Daodu to fall asleep every night. Zhao Yun didn't know much about building a house. She had no idea how to build it or how to find the right person. Liang Jinchao definitely knew more about this than she did. Thinking about building a new house, Zhao Yuner was still a little excited. After all, this meant that their lives would get better and better. Her shabby straw hut would be extremely cold in winter, and it wouldn't last long. The next morning, Zhao Yuner left breakfast in the pot for Mu Lianfeng and Daodu. She specially made soy milk. Both of them had to replenish their nutrition. On the way to Yang City, Mulan kept yawning and had 2 dark circles under her eyes. Hence, she smiled and said to Mulan, "Sister-in-law Mulan, it seems like I can't even give you fish bubbles in the future, lest you can't sleep well every night." Mulan blushed slightly when Zhao Yuner said that. She said shyly, "Yuner, I didn't do that with Era last night." "What's wrong then? Why didn't you sleep well?" Chapter 494. When Zhao Yun heard this, she frowned and asked, "Sister-in-law Mulan, could it be that you've met a pervert? Is there really someone watching your house?" When Zhao Yun said this, Mulan's heart skipped a beat. It can't be. It's possible. Otherwise, you wouldn't have such a feeling. But, who could it be? Who wouldn't sleep in the middle of the night? Mulan was a little puzzled. "Sister-in-law Mulan, how about this? You sleep first tonight. If you find out that someone is watching you, you can get up and sneak a peek. Blow out the lights in the house. Be careful. You might be able to catch them." Mulan felt that Zhao Yun's idea was good. Anyway, she had to catch them. Otherwise, she probably wouldn't be able to sleep well after being watched in the future. However, Zhao Yun guessed that it was some sort of pervert. After all, there were many perverts in this era. Mulan's brother-in-law was one of them. The person who was sneaking a peek might be Zhu Sanlu. Zhao Yun heard from Mulan that after Zhu Sanlu's nether regions were trampled, Mrs. Zhu found a doctor to treat him. Now, he was lying in bed half dead. He shouldn't be able to get out of bed now, right? When they arrived at Yang City, the few of them started to sell their food at the stall. Zhao Yun's business could be said to be doing better and better. Because of her stall, the other breakfast stalls around her didn't have good business. When Zhao Yun came over, the door of the small house that originally had tables and chairs was actually lifted. The tables and chairs inside were also smashed by someone. When Zhao Yun and Mulan came over and saw this scene, they were stunned. How could this be? Who the hell did this? She didn't catch them on the spot, so naturally, she didn't know. But these tables and chairs were all smashed. How could she continue to do business? What's going on? Liang Jinchao frowned and asked. Zhao Yun'er took a look inside. The things inside were not robbed or taken away. They were just damaged. The tables and chairs were missing arms and legs. It was obvious that someone deliberately damaged them. It didn't take much to figure out that only her competitors would do such a thing. It was probably because he saw that her business was too popular and affected other people's businesses, so he got jealous and smashed the tables and chairs in his house. Sigh. Mulan sighed. Isn't this a little too wicked? We didn't do anything bad, why are you treating us like this? Zhao sighed and looked around carefully. Fortunately, only the tables and chairs were smashed. The pots and other things could still be used. Zhao Yun'er said to Mulan and Liang Jinchao, "Let's make do with it for now. We'll ask someone to fix the tables and chairs for us later and replace it with an iron door so that people can't break it open. We probably can't let the customers sit down and eat today. There are too many people who are jealous. We can't be sure who it is. We didn't catch them, so it's hard to say." Mulan and Liang Jinchao nodded. They could only do as Zhao Yun said. The ingredients for breakfast were all prepared. They couldn't not make breakfast today. The few of them tidied up and started to take care of the stall. Although the customers complained a little, they could understand. After all, it wasn't Zhao Yun'er and the others who wanted it to be like this. With things smashed, they felt worse than anyone else. Because there were no seats, in the end, there were still some things left. Chapter 495. Before she was about to pack up the stall, the man in black who had come to Zhao Yun's stall came again. But this time, he came over with a man in his hand. When he arrived at Zhao Yun's stall, he directly threw the man over. Zhao Yun and the others were slightly stunned, not knowing what the man in black wanted to do. This is... Zhao Yun looked at the man in black with some confusion. Zhao Yun could not see his appearance very clearly, because it was covered by the hat on his head. The person who smashed your things. The man in black explained, his voice a little cold. Xiao Yun naturally did not expect that someone would help her catch the person who smashed her tables and chairs. Looking at the person on the ground, Xiao Yun had some impression. He also sold breakfast, not far from her stall. A man in his early 30s, with a somewhat wretched appearance, no wonder he would do things like smashing people's things behind their backs. Xiao Yun was still a little confused, and asked the man in black, "How do you know it's him?" "I saw it." "Ah. Since you saw it, then there's no doubt it's this person." The man lying on the ground looked at the man in black with some horror, and immediately bowed his head to Xiao Yun and admitted his mistake. "Miss, I'm sorry, the things in your house were indeed smashed by me. I just see that your business is too good, and my heart feels uncomfortable, so I promise, I won't dare to do it again. After your tables are repaired, no matter how much money it costs, I'll pay for it." Xiao Yun saw that the man on the ground was very cowardly, and his attitude of admitting his mistake was also very sincere. Since he had already said that he would pay for it, she was too lazy to not let it go. So she said, "All right then, I'll let it go this time. If I find out that you're playing tricks next time, I'll definitely not let you off." "Don't worry, miss, I definitely won't. I won't dare to do it again." "All right then, you go back and arrange for someone to repair my table. After it's repaired, this matter will be over." The man hurriedly responded, Okay, miss, don't worry." Xiao Yun responded faintly. The man looked at the man in black nervously and asked carefully, Can I go now?" The man in black glanced at him coldly and said, "Get lost." Xiao Yun couldn't help but look at the man in black. Why did she feel that his ice-cold appearance was somewhat cool? The man in black also seemed to feel Xiao Yun's gaze, and his whole body was somewhat uncomfortable. She said to Xiao Yun, "I've found the person who smashed your things. I'm leaving now." "Wait." Xiao Yun stopped him. The man in black replied faintly, "Miss, is there anything else? Thank you for what happened today. Thank you for helping me catch the person." The man in black replied faintly, "You're welcome. Mistreated me to a meal before, and I have nothing to repay you with. I can only do what I can." Xiao Yun smiled, "Then I still have to thank you. I'm leaving first." The man in black didn't dare to look at the smile on Xiao Yun's face. "Wait." Xiao Yun called out again. As she spoke, she took out a few buns from the steamer, which were not sold out today, and stuffed them into the man in black's hands. "Take these buns and eat them. I didn't sell all of them today. Although they're not worth much, they're quite delicious, and they're filling. Take it as my thanks for helping me today." Chapter 496. He didn't want it at first, but he couldn't resist the temptation of the steamed buns. In the end, he took a bite. "Thank you, Mississippi, you're welcome." The man in black took the steamed buns and left. Xiao Yun looked at the man's back. No matter how she looked at him, she felt that he wasn't simple. Just now, when he caught the man, he was so handsome. He had extraordinary skills and was skilled in martial arts. Xiao Yun was curious. How could such a person be so miserable? It was reasonable to say that with his skills, he should be able to earn money, right? Mulan also looked at the man in black and said to Xiao Yun, I didn't expect him to help us." Xiao Yun smiled, "Give a peach and return a plum. It's not a bad thing to help others." "Yun, you're right. Let's go. We can pack up and go home." "Okay." Xiao Yun asked Mulan to bring back some of the leftovers from selling breakfast. After selling breakfast for so long, the children at home didn't eat much. The steamed dumplings and steamed buns overflowed with a strong fragrance. When Zhao Yun arrived home, there was a woman guarding the door. Ma Xiaofeng's mother, Qian Chuanxiu, came over. Looking at her angry face, it was obvious that she was here to cause trouble. Sure enough, when Zhao Yun's carriage stopped in the yard, Qian Chuanxiu rushed up angrily. Zhao Yun wondered if it was because of Ma Xiaofeng's 24 copper coins. Aunt Chuanxiu, I don't know why you came to my house. Zhao Yun asked. Zhao Yun you little b*tch, you still have the nerve to ask. It's all your fault. What did I do? Aunt, are you talking about the 24 copper coins that Xiaofeng owes me? She had already paid me back, and you can't blame me for this. That's because she spent so much money on my breakfast stall. Isn't it wrong for you to come looking for trouble with me? After Zhao Yun'er said this, Qian Chuanxiu was stunned. What? Xiao Feng actually owed Zhao Yun'er 24 copper coins. When had this wretched lass not mentioned this to her? And when did he return it? Where did the money come from? Qian Chuanxiu suddenly remembered that her daughter had been selling vegetables in Yang City all day. Could it be that she had taken the money from her earnings? Thinking of this, Qian Chuanxiu became even angrier. That damned girl actually learned to do this kind of thing. She would definitely beat her to death later. I'm not talking about that. If it's not about that, then why did Auntie come here? Zhao Yun'er frowned again. She couldn't figure it out. Zhao Yun'er, why are you so vicious at such a young age? It's already not easy for me, a widow, to raise 2 children. It wasn't easy for Li Jing to sympathize with me. Yesterday, he recommended me to cook for the miners. Today, he suddenly said that he couldn't do it anymore. Master Shitzi arranged for you to recommend someone. I'm almost out of rice at home. Don't you think that you're deliberately forcing me to my death? Qian Chuanxiu cried loudly and immediately attracted the attention of others. Many villagers who wanted to join in the fun gathered around. When they heard Qian Chuanxiu's words, they began to sympathize with her. It's not easy for Aunt Qian. Her family doesn't have any fields and she still has to raise 2 children. It's not easy for her to come across an opportunity to earn money. It's good to let her go. Sigh, didn't Lord Li Jing think of her? Who doesn't have difficulties in the village? Her family's life is the most difficult in our village. Chapter 497. In the end, it's all because of Zhao Yun'er. If she hadn't wanted to share the benefits with her family, sister-in-law Chuanxiu wouldn't have ended up like this. That's why I say that some people are so vicious and inhumane. What can we do? She's related to the heir. Most of these women who were scolding Zhao Yun were the ones who had asked for help yesterday, but were rejected by Zhao Yun'er. Now, they could hit her while she was down. Zhao Yun'er coldly swept a glance at Qian Chuanxiu, who was causing trouble. Indeed, only a weirdo like Qian Chuanxiu could give birth to a daughter like Ma Xiaofeng. Both mother and daughter had their own unique characteristics. Before Zhao Yun could say anything to Qian Chuanxiu, Mu Lianfeng came back holding Daoda's little hand and spoke in a cold voice. I'd like to know who's causing trouble. If there's anything, you can talk to me directly. Everyone's gaze fell on Mu Lianfeng. Qian Chuanxiu sniffled and started to kneel in front of Mu Lianfeng to complain tearfully. She was simply saying that she was poor and that it wasn't easy to raise 2 children. After Qian Chuanxiu finished crying, Mu Lianfeng said indifferently, so shouldn't the heir take pity on her and ask her to cook? Shouldn't he give her such a good job? Your Highness. I want to cook, please give me a chance. Why should I give you a chance? Or rather, what right do you have to negotiate with me? Because Because I'm poor, Mu Lianfeng sneered. This is the reason why you're here to cause trouble for Yun, Just because you're poor, I have to give you this opportunity. If we're talking about the hardships of life, I'm afraid that Yun has had it even harder than you over the past few years. However, Yun relied on her own two hands to make her life better and better. Remember, opportunities are not given to you by others. You create them yourself. Since you feel that you're poor, you should work hard to change the situation instead of finding trouble with Yuner like you did. Since everyone is here, then this heir will make things clear. This heir will be in Shui Lan village for the next few days. If anyone comes to Yuner to be picky about food, then don't blame this heir for being impolite. After Mu Lianfeng finished speaking, Qian Chuanxiu was dumbfounded. The surrounding women didn't even dare to fart. Who would dare to provoke Mu Lianfeng? Zhao Yuner stood on Mu Lianfeng and stared at the man standing in front of her. It was so nice to have him by her side. He spoke in an orderly manner that no one could refute. Zhao Yuner never thought that her man would be so outstanding. With Mu Lianfeng's protection, there would be a lot less trouble around her in the future. At this time, Ma Xiaofeng came over. When she heard Mu Lianfeng's words, she helped Qian Chuanxiu up and advised, "Mother, let's go. Don't provoke the heir apparent. Otherwise, we won't be able to bear the consequences." Qian Chuanxiu was already in a bad mood. When she saw Ma Xiaofeng, she remembered that Ma Xiaofeng owed Zhao Yuner 24 copper coins. She immediately started scolding and beating Ma Xiaofeng. "You wretched girl, when did you owe someone 24 copper coins? You didn't even tell me." Ma Xiaofeng's braids were grabbed by Qian Chuanxiu and she started shouting in pain, "Mother, it hurts. Let go." In fact, Ma Xiaofeng didn't just feel pain. It was also because Qian Chuanxiu hit her in front of so many people, which made her lose face. Chapter 498. As Qian Chuanxiu spoke, she slapped Ma Xiaofeng's face. Ma Xiaofeng cried out in pain, "Mother, don't hit me anymore. It hurts. Sister Xiaohong lent me this money to repay my debt. Then, don't you owe Xiaohong that girl money now? You wretched girl. You actually spent 24 copper coins. See if I don't beat you to death." Qian Chunhua directly picked up the stick on the ground and whipped Ma Xiaofeng's body. Ma Xiaofeng's arm was covered in red marks. Seeing Ma Xiaofeng like this, Zhao Yuner suddenly understood why Ma Xiaofeng was so scared. This Qian Chuanxiu was completely perverted. Her own daughter was already so old, yet she still hit her like this. The surrounding people couldn't stand it anymore and advised, "Enough, sister-in-law Chuanxiu, Xiaofeng didn't owe so much money on purpose. Did someone deliberately make Xiaofeng owe so much money? Even if you hit her like this, she won't be able to get so much money." These words also implied that it was all Zhao Yuner's fault. "That's right, sister-in-law Chuanxiu. Xiaofeng is usually quite sensible. You can't hit her just because of this matter. Sister-in-law Chuanxiu, forget it. Don't hit her anymore. She's already so old. She'll feel bad if she gets hit." Qian Chuanxiu was persuaded. Although she stopped, she still said this angrily. "I don't know if it's because I did too many bad things in my previous life that I gave birth to such a money-losing thing in this life." Woo! Ma Xiaofeng lowered her head and cried. "Hurry up and go back." Qian Chuanxiu scolded. Ma Xiaofeng left with Qian Chuanxiu, feeling aggrieved. Before she left, she glared at Zhao Yuner hatefully. The noisy scene in front of the door began to calm down again. Zhao Yuner breathed a sigh of relief. She was troubled by trivial matters every day. When would there be no more weirdos? Sigh. Zhao Yuner sighed and began to move the things into the house. Mu Lianfeng hurried forward and said, Yuner, let me do it. You've been busy enough this morning. Zhao Yuner glanced at the tall man. Was he feeling sorry for her? Alright, you do it. Yeah. Mu Lianfeng neatly unloaded the things from the car. He didn't expect him to be so good at such menial work. Yuner, I wasn't by your side in the past, and I made you suffer. With me around in the future, I will never let anyone bully you. Mu Lianfeng seemed to be making a promise to both Zhao Yuner and himself. Zhao Yuner responded. In fact, he didn't need to say these things. She already knew in her heart. Zhao Yuner rested for a while before preparing to cook. Mu Lianfeng also followed in. Yuner, can you teach me how to cook? Zhao Yuner thought she heard wrong. What did this guy say? Teach him how to cook. You want to learn how to cook? Yes. Mu Lianfeng nodded heavily and said, Yuner, when I learn how to cook, I can cook for you. Now that I know how to make a fire, it won't take long to learn how to cook. When the time comes, you can rest and I'll do all the cooking. Mu Lianfeng said as he looked at Zhao Yuner with eyes full of tenderness. Zhao Yuner couldn't describe her feelings at this moment. For a man of Mu Lianfeng's status, it was good enough that he wasn't served by others, but he was actually serving others for her. Chapter 499. Zhao Yuner also knew that only when a man loved a woman deeply would he be like this. Men in this era basically did not touch the kitchen. They felt that cooking was something that only women would do. Even a man like Zhu Eru, who was good to Mulan, had never thought of cooking for Mulan. Mu Lianfeng saw that Zhao Yuner did not say anything and thought that Zhao Yuner did not agree, so he continued, Yuner, teach me. I promise that I will learn quickly. Zhao Yuner was amused by Mu Lianfeng. Are you sure you want to learn? Yes. Mu Lianfeng nodded heavily. Then it's a deal. If I learn how to cook, I may not cook often and leave it to you. Do you still want to learn now? Mu Lianfeng still agreed without hesitation. Of course, learn. Yuner, then you don't have to do it if you don't want to. Leave it to me. In the future, I will cook for you Dao for the rest of your life. Zhao Yuner's mouth raised a happy smile and said with a smile, haha, that's good. Then I will teach you. In the future, I will leave the cooking to you. In the future, you will be a house husband. Mu Lianfeng suddenly found it difficult to understand what a house husband meant. He asked doubtfully, Yuner, what is a house husband? Zhao Yuner also found it difficult to explain, so she smiled and said, it means that in the future, I will be responsible for earning money to support the family, and you will be responsible for being as beautiful as a flower. You will take care of the chores at home. You will be my little wife. Mu Lianfeng smiled awkwardly at Zhao Yuner's words. Yuner. I am a man. How can I be a little wife? A little wife does not refer to a woman, but to a woman who plays the role of a woman in the family. Okay then, but you can't let others know about this. Only we can know. Haha, Zhao Yuner was in a good mood. She didn't know how her relationship with Mu Lianfeng had suddenly become so close. He could actually joke around so casually. In the kitchen, Zhao Yuner began to teach Mu Lianfeng how to cook. Mu Lianfeng also learned quickly. After Zhao Yuner demonstrated a few times, he also sat up. Perhaps it was because Mu Lianfeng had been practicing martial arts for a long time, but he was better at cutting vegetables than Zhao Yuner. His knife skills were simply extraordinary. The meal was cooked under the joint efforts of the two people, and they ate it with incomparable sweetness. After lunch, Mu Lianfeng went to the foot of the mountain again. Yuner, I might not be able to come back for dinner tonight. There are a lot of things I have to deal with over there. Zhao Yuner nodded and said, it's okay. Go ahead and do your work. I will bring you dinner. Isn't that too troublesome? It's not troublesome. Okay then. Yuner, I will wait for your dinner. Zhao Yuner smiled and nodded. Okay. In the afternoon, Liang Jinchao came to help. Zhao Yuner told her about arranging for her fourth aunt and Aunt Lu to help cook. Liang Jinchao felt that this was a good thing. If she didn't help Zhao Yuner take care of the stall, she also wanted to go. Mother, I want to build a house. In the future, you and father can move out and live there. When she heard Zhao Yuner say that she wanted to build a house, Liang Jinchao knew that such a day would come, but she didn't expect it to be so early. Chapter 500. In terms of money, Zhao Yuner was not worried. No matter how expensive it was, it would not exceed 100 taels of silver. Mu Lianfeng directly gave her 200 taels of silver this time. In addition to building a house, it was also enough for her to buy some furniture. Mother, it's fine. Let's build a brick house. This time, let's build a bigger house. Everyone in our family will have a room to live in. Moreover, Tianan and Tianfu will grow up, get married, and have children. If we don't build a bigger house, it won't be enough for them to live in. It's best if we can build a dozen rooms and make it into a big courtyard. Yunhe, you're really thinking far ahead. If we build such a big brick house, it probably won't be enough without 40 to 50 taels of silver. Mother, you don't have to worry about the money. I have enough here. That's good. Then I'll go back and talk to your father. When we build a big house, we have to buy the foundation first. Zhao Yun nodded in agreement. She did not know much about building a house, so she could only leave it to her parents. However, Zhao Yun knew that with her parents around, these things could be done well. Although Zhao Wenhua's personality was a little weak, she was good at doing things. Okay. After preparing breakfast and other things, Zhao Yunhe first went to Auntie Lu and told her. The cooking work had to be done tomorrow. These few days, the workers were eating the food sent by the villagers. Auntie Lu was very grateful to Zhao Yunhe for thinking about her. Her family could not do without a woman to take care of it, so she arranged for a daughter-in-law to stay behind. She was going to go with another daughter-in-law. The daughter-in-law was Lu Shan's wife, Madame Zhou. The reason why Madame Zhou stayed behind was to let Madame Zhou cook. On the other hand, Madame Zhou was pregnant again. It was only slightly more than a month, so her belly did not show. The villagers were poor. Even if a woman was pregnant, it was not that precious. It was not to the extent of not working and lying in bed. On the contrary, most pregnant women would work until a few days before giving birth. It was definitely easier to arrange for Madame Zhou to cook 3 meals at home than for hundreds of people. Speaking of Madame Zhou's pregnancy, Auntie Lu sighed and said, I just don't know if my eldest daughter-in-law is pregnant with a daughter. What if it's a daughter again? I haven't had a grandson yet. Zhao Yunhe sighed in her heart. This Auntie Lu really had a soft spot for her grandson. It seemed that if her 2 daughters-in-law didn't give birth to a boy, she would always be brooding. Zhao Yunhe smiled and comforted her, this baby will definitely be a boy. Really? Yunhe, how did you know? Auntie Lu, don't worry. What will come will come. Your family is so nice. There will be a boy. Hearing Zhao Yunhe's words, Auntie Lu was in a good mood. She laughed and said, Yunhe girl, you really know how to talk. If it's a boy, I'll definitely treat you to a meal. Zhao Yunhe laughed twice. In fact, she did not understand why the ancient people were so keen on having a boy. They probably did not know how much pressure a boy in the 21st century had on his family. getting married, buying a house. They were just pursuing a child to carry on the family line. But there were so many people. If you didn't give birth, there would be other people to give birth to. There would not be a time when they would perish. On her way back from Auntie Lou's place, Zhao Yun'er thought that she was still short of 2 people. Who should she arrange? Who were the good people in this village? Chapter 501. One was Zhao Yun'er's 4th daughter-in-law, Nian. Zhao Yun didn't care about what happened last time. In fact, Nian was a good person. After that, she felt sorry for Zhao Yun'er, so she came over to make trouble. From time to time, she would send some vegetables over. She didn't send expensive things, but after all, they were friends. In addition, Nian was a simple-minded person. She wasn't calculative and was very hardworking. It was more practical to assign someone like her to work. There were also 2 other women in the village. They didn't gossip before. Although they were a little dull, they were more diligent in their work. It was said that they were good at cooking. As soon as Zhao Yun'er arrived home, Zhao Tianfu ran over to Zhao Yun'er and said, "Second sister, go to grandma's place." Zhao Yun'er saw that Zhao Tianfu came to see her, so she asked, "Tianfu, what's the matter?" "Sister, that matchmaker is here again." Zhao Tianfu whispered, "They are now discussing eldest sister's marriage. You should go and listen." Zhao Yun'er smiled. It turned out that her brother wanted her to go and join in the fun. So she said, "Okay, I'll go and have a look." She wanted to know how Zhao Ping's marriage was going to be and what kind of husband matchmaker Gao had found. So she followed Zhao Tianfu to old Zhao's house. Several women in old Zhao's family were in the yard, surrounding matchmaker Gao. Li Chuiying, in particular, had a smile on her face and looked very happy. If she couldn't control her smile, her mouth would probably split open. When Zhao Yun'er went over, she found out that the reason why Li Chuiying was so happy was that matchmaker Gao had helped Zhao Yun'er find a good marriage. The man was from the town. His family ran a small business. He was the youngest son in the family, so he was very precious. According to matchmaker Gao's description, the man was good-looking and had good conditions. Matchmaker Gao was just right to find a marriage for the 2 of them, so she bought the 2 of them together. As for whether the 2 sides were satisfied or not, they had to meet again and confirm it. If they all agreed, then they could discuss the marriage. Even so, Li Chuiying was still very happy. After all, she had confidence in Zhao Jing'er. Her daughter was so pretty, how could he not be satisfied? Matchmaker Gao, thank you so much. Thanks to you, my daughter can find such a good marriage. Matchmaker Gao smiled and waved her hand. It's okay, it's okay. This is what I should do. It's good that you're all satisfied. Yes, of course. Li Chuiying said with a smile. This was something that many people wished for. If her daughter could really marry into the town, who knew how many people in the village would be envious? If Zhao Jing'er could really marry into a rich family in town, she would also enjoy a good life in the future. Matchmaker Gao, what about my Ping-er? What do you think? Do you have a place for my family? At the mention of Zhao Ping-er, matchmaker Gao chuckled and said, she's settled, she's settled. Liang Jinchao was a little excited. Really? Of course it's true. Why are we still talking about you? Liang Jinchao was usually calm, but today he was excited. After all, his eldest daughter's marriage was what worried him the most. If it was settled, he really had nothing to worry about in the future. Chapter 502. Matchmaker Gao said, this family lives in Changshu village, but they are indeed a little poor. I have to explain this to you clearly. I can't cheat you. Liang Jinchao nodded. He felt that since matchmaker Gao had said this to him, it meant that she was quite honest. It's okay, matchmaker Gao. Tell me more about him. Okay. Matchmaker Gao then told him about the man's situation. The man's family was relatively simple. They only had 2 brothers. The old couple were quite good people. They were kind and honest. Their family was too poor. They only had 1 mu of paddy land and had to rent land and harvest crops to support their family. It was precisely because their family was too poor that his 2 sons did not marry. How could a girl from such an ordinary family be willing to marry into their family? This time, matchmaker Gao also told the man that Zhao Ping was not very good looking. However, the other party said that a woman's appearance was not important as long as she could bear children. It was only then that matchmaker Gao started to introduce the marriage proposal. After Liang Jinchao heard about the man's situation, he felt that it was acceptable. It was fine if he was a little poor, as long as he could treat Ping well. Moreover, when Zhao Ping married into their family, she could get more dowry and help the man's family buy a few mu of paddy land. Naturally, their life would not be so difficult. It's okay, matchmaker Gao. It's already very good. The conditions are not important. I'll arrange for the 2 children to meet later and see if they are suitable for each other. Liang Jinchao said. Matchmaker Gao agreed with a smile. Okay then. She and I are from the same village and don't live far from my house. I can send a message when I go back today. You can tell me where to meet. I'll just inform their family. That's great. Since they want to meet, let's do it as soon as possible. Why don't we send them to Sun City tomorrow morning? The 2 children can walk around and chat for a while. If they come to my house and we adults gather together, it won't be easy for them to chat. Matchmaker Gao nodded with a smile and said, okay. I'll go back and tell their family. It's good to meet as soon as possible. If this one isn't suitable, I can help you arrange something else. Liang Jinchao felt that matchmaker Gao's words made sense. Alright, it's settled then. Matchmaker Gao, thank you for your hard work. No trouble at all. Wait a moment, I'll go get you 10 eggs. You can take them back to eat. There's nothing good at home. Matchmaker Gao was just being polite and didn't reject her. Liang Jinchao turned around and went into the house to get some eggs. When Li Chuiying saw that Liang Jinchao had taken the money and even introduced such a good marriage to his family, he couldn't refuse. She begged Hu Chunhua for a long time before Hu Chunhua agreed to give her 10 eggs. Zhao Ping's face was also full of joy. After hearing matchmaker Gao's words, it meant that there was hope for her to get married. Just thinking about it made her excited. Zhao Ping was more concerned about the man's appearance. After all, Zhao Yun had found Mu Lianfeng. He was so tall and handsome, so she couldn't find someone too shabby. It was fine if he was poor, but he had to be good-looking. Otherwise, if she had a child with a man in the future and she was so ugly, wouldn't the child be even uglier? In order not to affect the next generation, she had to find someone who was slightly better looking. Chapter 503. She looked at Zhao Ping's shy, girlish demeanor. Matchmaker Gao had been a matchmaker for so many years. How could she not know what girls were thinking? Many girls cared more about the man's appearance. Hence, she smiled and replied, "Don't worry, Mississippi. I've seen him before. He's good-looking. He's fair and clean, and he's a handsome young man." Upon hearing matchmaker Gao's words, Zhao Ping looked forward to it even more. She couldn't wait to meet the man. That's good. Zhao Ping lowered her head and tugged at her handkerchief. Zhao Yun watched Zhao Ping from the side and couldn't help but want to laugh. Zhao Ping was really funny. Those who didn't know better would think that she was desperate for a man. Look at how thirsty she was. Zhao Yun thought that it would be best if this marriage could be consummated. This way, Zhao Ping would be able to get married smoothly. She hoped that when they met tomorrow, both parties would be satisfied. Liang Jinqiao and Li Chuiying took out the eggs and handed them to Matchmaker Gao. Matchmaker Gao didn't continue to waste time at old Zhao's house. Instead, she bid farewell and said, "I've already brought the news for you. I'll go back first." Okay. Take care, Matchmaker Gao. Oh, it's okay. You don't have to send me off. Old Zhao's people came back after sending Matchmaker Gao out of the courtyard. In the courtyard, Zhao Ping and Zhao Jing were immersed in happiness. Zhao Yun went forward and said with a smile, "Sister Ping, Sister Jing, congratulations." Zhao Ping was in a good mood, so she didn't quarrel with Zhao Yun. She smiled and replied, "Thank you, Sister Yun. Zhao Jing said, "Sister Yun, thank you for your blessings." "You're welcome. This is a happy occasion. I'm happy for you too." Yes. Zhao Xinhui, who was sitting in the courtyard, was not as happy. She didn't expect that an ugly monster like Zhao Ping would have a chance to get married. And Zhao Jinger had found a good family. She, on the other hand, was not young anymore, but her marriage was not settled at all. It would be a lie to say that he wasn't anxious. It was just that she had high standards, unlike Zhao Ping, who could make do with any man. She wouldn't be like Zhao Jinger, who was overjoyed by the people in the town. Even if she did not want to marry someone like Mu Lianfeng, she had to at least be someone important. Seeing Zhao Xinhui's unhappy look, Wu Chunhua began to pick on the second and third branches, trying to comfort Zhao Xinhui. "What are you so happy about? Second daughter-in-law, you wasted 10 eggs. And third daughter-in-law, this matchmaker already said that the family is poor, but you actually agreed. Just wait for Ping to marry over and suffer hardships. Don't come back crying when the time comes." After hearing Hu Chunhua's words, Liang Jinqiao and Li Chuiying's expressions turned ugly. Li Chuiying still smiled embarrassedly and said fawningly, "Mother, you can't say that. If Jing can marry over, the family is well-to-do, and they will definitely send us a lot of money as wedding gifts." Hu Chunhua snorted softly. Whether this will happen or not is still uncertain. Let's wait until Jing marries over before we celebrate. Third daughter-in-law is raising a good-for-nothing. The man's family is poor and probably can't afford a single cent as a wedding gift. They will probably have to pay for it. Originally, it was a good thing, and everyone was happy. However, after Hu Chunhua's interference, the joyous atmosphere suddenly disappeared. Chapter 504. Zhao Ping and Zhao Jing were so angry at Hu Chunhua that they went back to their own rooms. Liang Jinqiao couldn't say anything to Hu Chunhua. She could say whatever she wanted, as long as she was satisfied with him. Zhao Yun followed them into the room of the third branch. "Mother, don't take grandmother's words to heart. She just can't bear to see others doing well. She's probably upset because auntie can't get married." Hearing Zhao Yun's words, Zhao Ping agreed, "That's right, that must be it. Grandmother is jealous. Auntie is probably having a harder time getting married than me. She's too arrogant and thinks too highly of herself. Then don't think about what your grandmother said. Ping dress up well tomorrow and see if the man is suitable for you. Speaking of this, Zhao Pinger shyly lowered her head and made a sound of acknowledgement. Mother, I know. I'll wear the new clothes you made for me tomorrow. Liang Jinchao laughed and said, okay. Liang Jinchao made clothes for Zhao Ping, with the bolt of cloth he bought from Yang City. Zhao Ping, only tried it on once before taking it off and putting it aside, waiting to wear it on the day of the blind date. She thought that she would have to wait for a while longer, but she didn't expect it to happen so soon. Mother, do you think he'll like me? Zhao Ping asked shyly. Of course he will. Didn't he say that he doesn't have any requirements for looks? Those who are poor will be satisfied as long as they get a wife. Ping don't worry. Yes, yes. Looking at Zhao Ping's eager expression, Zhao Yun couldn't help but laugh. What are you laughing at? Zhao Ping asked, thinking that Zhao Yun was laughing at her. Zhao Yun hurriedly said, Sister Pinger, I'm just happy for you. I don't mean anything else. Zhao Ping wasn't sure if Zhao Yun was really laughing at her, so she had to give up and didn't argue with Zhao Yun. Before Zhao Yun left, she was stopped by Hu Chunhua. Several men from old Zhao's family had also returned from their work in the fields. Grandma, what's the matter? Zhao Yun asked. As for Zhao Yun, Hu Chunhua became polite. Yun, I have something to discuss with you. If there's anything you want to say, just say it. I'll listen. That. Yun, since you arranged for your fourth uncle to mine and your fourth aunt to cook, there are still people in old Zhao's family. Can you see if you can get your eldest uncle and second uncle, as well as your eldest aunt and second aunt to work in the fields? Our family can make more money. Zhao Yun frowned. She knew that Hu Chunhua didn't want to talk to her about anything good. This person was really obsessed with making money. It was good to make more money. Zhao Yun replied, Grandma, if they all go, who will do the housework? Who will cook? And old Zhao's family has a lot of fields. Someone has to take care of the fields. After hearing Zhao Yun's words, Wu Chunhua thought that it was true. But when she thought of the money, she felt a little reluctant. I'll do the housework in the future. I can also cook the rice. Your youngest aunt and eldest cousin-in-law can help. As for the work in the fields, I still have your grandpa. I can handle it. After hearing Hu Chunhua's words, Shen Panner finally lost her composure. She was most afraid of doing housework. Chapter 505. She didn't know how to cook either. She had never learned to cook, and she couldn't stand the greasy feeling in the kitchen. So it was really difficult for her to do housework. However, she couldn't say no. She could only persuade Hu Chunhua not to let all the women in the family work at the mine. Grandmother, you're already so old. How can your body withstand so much torment? You should rest well at home. You haven't done any housework for so many years. If you suddenly do it, your body won't be able to withstand it. For the sake of your health, it's better not to do anything, Shen Pan said. Hu Chunhua was touched when she saw that Shen Pan was worried about her. She praised Shen Pan for being filial. Then I'll have to trouble you, Hui, and Jing, to do this work in the future. Hui has never done anything before. I don't know if she knows how to do it. She'll learn from you when the time comes, Hu Chunhua said bluntly. Shen Pan's mouth twitched. She wanted to die. She only felt that she had dug a hole and was jumping into it. Zhao Xinhui pouted and said, No, I won't do it. Let Pan and the others do it. Shen Pan was stunned. Throw it to her. Old Zhao's family must be dreaming. At this time, she had to find an excuse. Hence, she said, "Grandmother, I'm afraid I don't have much time to do it. Yang is still young. I can't leave him. I have to take care of him every day. This child doesn't want anyone else to take care of him. He just wants to stick to me. Let my mother stay. Don't let her cook at the mine." This. How could Hui Chunhua bear to give up? "Grandmother, to be honest, the people in the mine have already been confirmed. It's already not easy for me to get fourth sister-in-law in. If they were all old Zhao's people, they would be criticized to death. Also, there's too much work in the fields. My grandfather can't handle it alone. He has to leave eldest uncle and second uncle to help." Hui Chunhua wanted to say something, but she was interrupted by Zhao Baoshan. Zhao Baoshan said, "I think Yun is right. Not everyone in the family can go to the mines, and the harvest from the fields is still needed." Hui Chunhua had no choice but to give up. "All right then. Since you've said so, what else can I say? What a pity. If more people from our family go, we can make a lot of money." Shen Panner finally breathed a sigh of relief. Now, she didn't have to do any housework. After dealing with old Zhao's family, Zhao Yun went to talk to Nian Shi about cooking. Nian Shi was overjoyed. At the same time, she felt even more guilty towards Zhao Yuner. Zhao Yuner treated her so well, but she actually misunderstood her before. She was really too heartless. He had to make up for it in the future. The other reason why Madame Nian was so happy was that she and Zhao Si had separated from the family and were living independently. The money they earned was theirs, and they didn't need to share it with the other families. "Sister-in-law, if there's nothing else, I'll leave first." Zhao Yun said goodbye. After all, she had to go back to cook. She would send it to Mu Lianfeng later. Yes. Go back. Yuner, I know you're busy." Zhao Yuner smiled, then turned and left. Watching Zhao Yuner leave, Nian Shi and Zhao Si sighed and said, "Actually, Yuner is pretty good." Zhao Si said, "She's pretty good. Just listen to the rumors in the village. We can only know how a person is after we get to know them. Don't believe what others say." Chapter 506. Yeah, I used to play with Yun a lot when I was young. She's the kindest girl in my family. Although she got pregnant before marriage, I think there must be a reason. We don't know the situation, so it's hard to say. Speaking of this, Nian Shi asked curiously, "Father of the child, whose child do you think Yun is pregnant with? Is it Prince Shizi's?" "I'm not sure. Daodu and Prince Shizi look quite alike. If Daodu is really Prince Shizi's child, there's one thing I don't understand. Why did Prince Shizi let Yun suffer alone with the child for a few years?" Zhao Si shook his head, "I don't know about that. Maybe there's a reason. We don't know what exactly it is, so we can't guess." Nian Shi sighed, "I just hope this child is really Prince Shizi's. If that's the case, Yun is really lucky." Okay. It didn't take long for Zhao Yun to finish cooking. She made a dish of steamed fish head with diced hot red peppers. She bought the fish head from Yang City and brought it back. Mulan asked for the fish body and the fish bubbles. Zhao Yun and Mulan saw an old man guarding a stall for a long time. He didn't have much business, so they went over to take care of him and bought one. People in this era probably didn't eat steamed fish head with diced hot red peppers in this way. In ancient times, people in the countryside didn't pay much attention to cooking. Basically, they only put some oil and salt. There wasn't much seasoning at all. She had stayed in Prince Shizi's mansion for a few days. They were quite well behaved when cooking. They didn't put much seasoning. The fish was basically braised, steamed, or stewed. This steamed fish head with diced hot red peppers was perfect for Mu Lianfeng to try. Zhao Yun made a bowl of meat soup and a bowl of stir-fried shredded potatoes. She ate a little with Daodu at home, then walked to the foot of the mountain with the lunchbox. Zhao Yun didn't have time to see what had changed at the foot of the mountain. This was her first time here. There was a large open space at the foot of the mountain. The branches were all cut down, and many tents were set up. Among these tents, there was one that was the most luxurious. Zhao Yun'er didn't have to think about it. That must be where Mu Lianfeng was staying. At this time, there were quite a few people moving about. They gathered together, piled up torches, set up pots, and cooked their own food. Zhao Yun'er walked to the front of Mu Lianfeng's tent and called out. After confirming that it was Mu Lianfeng, she walked in. Mu Lianfeng was writing and drawing on a piece of paper. He only put down his pen when Zhao Yun'er came over. "Are you hungry?" Zhao Yun'er asked. Mu Lianfeng stretched his nose and sniffed. He smiled and said, "Actually, I wasn't hungry. But after smelling your food, I'm hungry." Zhao Yun'er's lips curled into a smile. "Since you're hungry, then eat. I made a few dishes for you. Eat them while they're hot." Mu Lianfeng nodded. Okay. He couldn't wait to open the lunchbox. When he saw the dishes inside, the smile on his face deepened. "Yun'er, you're so good to me. These dishes look delicious. Try the fish head. How does it taste?" Mu Lianfeng nodded. Okay. As he spoke, he picked up his chopsticks and took a bite. He praised, "Yun'er, it's really delicious. I've never eaten fish head like this. It's spicy, but it's very flavorful. Of course. How can my food not be delicious? I'm afraid that other than me, no one else can think of this method." Chapter 507. Mu Lianfeng sighed in his heart. There were so many women in the world, but there were very few who were as special as Zhao Yun'er. "Hurry up and eat," Zhao Yun said with a smile. Okay. Zhao Yun'er brought a lot of rice over, and Mu Lianfeng finished it all together with the food. Looking at Mu Lianfeng's appetite, Zhao Yun'er didn't know what to say. She could only be glad that she could earn some money now, otherwise, she wouldn't be able to support Mu Lianfeng. After Mu Lianfeng was full, he elegantly wiped his mouth and looked like he hadn't had enough. "Yun'er, it's so delicious. Aren't you afraid that you'll get fat from eating like this?" "Will I get fat from eating? If you continue eating like this, why won't you?" "Yun'er, then you're afraid that I'll get fat. Of course, you won't look good if you get fat. Then Yun'er, do you mind that I'm not good looking?" Zhao Yun'er thought for a moment and said honestly, "It's impossible to say that I don't mind. How many women don't like handsome men?" As Zhao Yun said this, she couldn't help but lift Mu Lianfeng's chin with her hand. She stared at Mu Lianfeng's face and then clicked her tongue in admiration. What's more, this face is so handsome. In the 21st century, it's simply enough to charm thousands of girls. I think he's more handsome than Liang Chaowei and Takashi Kaneshiro. Zhao Yun'er's teasing trick was used to playing with the fresh meat in the office, and she accidentally used it on Mu Lianfeng again. In Mu Lianfeng's eyes, it was Zhao Yun who was teasing him. Therefore, he pulled Zhao Yun'er over, and Zhao Yun'er fell into Mu Lianfeng's arms. Mu Lianfeng sat on the chair, and Zhao Yun naturally sat on Mu Lianfeng's lap. Mu Lianfeng's sudden movement made Zhao Yun'er cry out in surprise. "Shoot, Yun'er, don't let the people outside hear us." Only then did Zhao Yun'er lower her voice. Mu Lianfeng came over and hugged Zhao Yun'er tightly. Just as he was about to kiss Xiao Yuner, a man suddenly entered the tent. "Master, I'm here," Mo Yen said. As soon as he entered the room, he was shocked by the scene in the room. This, he probably hasn't seen it before. His master actually had such a flirtatious side, flirting with women like this. Originally, he thought that Mu Lianfeng was an ignorant person. Even if he liked women, he wouldn't do anything to them. However, this somewhat overturned his thoughts. It was completely different from the aloof image he had imagined. Then he looked at the girl in his master's arms. Wasn't this girl? When Mo Yen saw Xiao Yuner, she was slightly surprised. Before Mo Yen could think of anything, Mu Lianfeng's cold voice rang out, "Don't you know how to tell me before you come in?" Master, I was wrong. I thought you were the only one inside. I just got here, so I was a little excited. Mo Yen tried to explain. Unfortunately, her explanation didn't seem to have much effect. Mu Lianfeng still said, "Why haven't you scrammed out yet?" Mo Yen clamped her butt and said in a hurry, "Master, I'll scram right now, I'll scram right now." Having disturbed her master's mood, Mo Yen began to worry for her life. After Mo Yen left, Xiao Yuner was still rather embarrassed. She struggled out of Mu Lianfeng's embrace. When did you become so indecent?" Because Mo Yen had seen this embarrassing scene, Xiao Yuner's face became as red as a monkey's butt. Chapter 508. What's there to be serious about in front of my wife? Mu Lianfeng said indifferently. That won't do either. We can do it secretly in the room. It's not safe here. It's not suitable for us to do such things, Xiao Yun said sternly. Mu Lianfeng had no idea whether to laugh or cry. All he could do was say, "All right, then let's do it when we get back." Mu Lianfeng said it extremely naturally, but it made Xiao Yun blush once again. What was this guy saying? "You're done eating, so I'll be going back first. Do you still need to work for a while?" Xiao Yun said as she cleared away the dishes. "I do need to work for a while, but Yun, can you stay with me for a while?" Mu Lianfeng was rather reluctant to part with Xiao Yun like this. Time with the two of them was just too precious to him. Daodu is still at home. I'll be worried if he's alone, Xiao Yun said. Although Xiao He and Xiao Mao were with him, and Xiao Yun had told Daodu not to go out, it was still not safe for a child to be alone at home. Only when he heard Xiao Yun's words did Mu Lianfeng give up on persuading Xiao Yun to stay. Xiao Yun was important, but his precious son was important as well. Then Yun you should go back. Why don't I send you back first? I'll come back later. There's no need. You're busy. It's not far. I can do it alone. All right then. Yun, slow down. Don't worry. I'm more familiar with this place than you. With that, Xiao Yun left the tent with the lunchbox. Mo Yen waited outside nervously. She was afraid that Mu Lianfeng would call her in and settle the score with her. Xiao Yun arrived before Mo Yen and said, "You can go in now." Yes, Mississippi. Mo Yen suddenly thought of something when she saw that Xiao Yuner was about to leave. She called out to Xiao Yuner, "Oh right, miss, you, what about me? Are you from this village?" "Yes." Xiao Yuner nodded. "What's wrong?" Mu Lianfeng pondered for a moment and waved his hand. "Nothing." "Then I'll leave first." "All right, take care, Mississippi." Mo Yen hesitated for a moment before entering the tent. He was worried that Mu Lianfeng would torture him in some strange way. As expected, Mu Lianfeng said after Mo Yen entered, "You better dig out your eyes." Mo Yen was shocked. Her master didn't have to be so cruel, did she? Master, I didn't see anything. Nothing. Yes, Master, I didn't see anything. Please let me go. Mu Lianfeng could not help but chuckle when he saw how terrified Mo Yen was. She really was a good-for-nothing. All right, then I won't dig out your eyes. But if you do this again, I'm not sure if I'll let you go. Master, don't worry. I definitely won't do it again. All right. Mu Lianfeng replied indifferently. Oh right. Mo Yen suddenly thought of something. After a moment of hesitation, she decided to tell Mu Lianfeng. Master, do you remember 3 years ago? What happened 3 years ago? Master. 3 years ago, when you came to Shuilon village to investigate the mines, you were drugged by a beauty sent by the Prime Minister. At that time, I found a girl in the village to deal with you. Mo Yen began to talk about what happened 3 years ago. Mu Lianfeng frowned when he heard that. Something from 3 years ago, he still had some recollection of it, but he really did not know who the girl was, nor did he know where Mo Yen had found her. Chapter 509. You're saying that the girl from that night is in this village right now? Mo Yen nodded. Master, to be more precise, I think that girl is Zhao Yun. Mu Lianfeng's heart could not help but tighten when Mo Yen mentioned Zhao Yun. He was unable to describe what he was feeling right now. Nervous. Excited. Excited. Disbelief. He thought about it carefully. 3 years ago. Watermist Village. His experience with Zhao Yun was just too similar. If she really was Zhao Yun then Daodu would be his son. Although he had already regarded Daodu as his own son, the feeling in his heart was still somewhat different from knowing that Daodu was his biological son. Are you sure? Master, this is just my guess. I'll have to ask Li Jing whether it's true or not, Mo Yen said honestly. 3 years ago, I paid him 200 taels of silver to arrange for a girl to come here. He knew that we were from the imperial court and possessed extraordinary statuses, so he didn't dare to refuse. He found a girl overnight. However, Mu Lianfeng was certain that the girl from that night was Zhao Yun. There's no need to ask. It's her. Master, Mo Yen suddenly became rather excited. If it really was Zhao Yun, then wouldn't Master really have a son? If the old madam knew about this, wouldn't she be overjoyed? As Mu Lianfeng was excited, he also sighed at the wonders of fate. As it turned out, he and Zhao Yun had already been fated 3 years ago. Zhao Yun made her way home. It was already dark, so she could only use the moonlight and her familiarity with the terrain to find her way home. When she passed by a large tree, she saw 2 figures huddled together in the distance. Zhao Yun walked closer to take a look. It was actually her second uncle and Qian Chuanxiu. Since when were the 2 of them together? Moreover, it was so late at night. Zhao Yun was curious and walked closer to the 2 of them. He was very careful not to make any noise. Zhao Wenshui said to Qian Chuanxiu wretchedly, Sister-in-law, there's no one here. Let me hug you. I want to hug you. Qian Chuanxiu took a step back warily and said to Zhao Wen, Zhao family's second son, what are you trying to do? Nothing, sister-in-law. I bumped into you when you went out in the middle of the night. This is fate. Don't you think so? Zhao Wenshui smiled wretchedly. Qian Chuanxiu spat, what fate? Don't think I don't know. You were the one who followed me secretly. After being exposed by Qian Chuanxiu, Zhao Wenshui still said shamelessly, Sister-in-law, didn't you let me follow you? Otherwise, you would have exposed me long ago. Now, you deliberately brought me to a place with no one around so that something could happen between the 2 of us, right? Qian Chuanxiu couldn't help but curse at Zhao Wenshui. Zhao Wenshui, why are you so shameless? Who wants something to happen between us? Is there something wrong with your brain? Sister-in-law. Zhao Wenshui called out and took another step forward. Qian Chunhua was so frightened that she immediately retreated, but Zhao Wenshui still caught her. Zhao Wenshui hugged Qian Chuanxiu and said, "Sister-in-law, let me hug you. You smell so good." Chapter 5:10. Zhao Wenshui chuckled. "Sister-in-law, it's the middle of the night, and there's no one around. Who can hear you?" Qian Chuanxiu was furious. She couldn't shout for help, and Zhao Wenshui couldn't push this bastard away. What should she do? Looking at Zhao Wenshui's expression, she guessed that he was determined to do something to her. Although Zhao Wenshui was good-looking, she wasn't a loose woman. She couldn't let him take advantage of her, right? Zhao Wenshui rubbed his face against Qian Chuanxiu's body and smiled wretchedly. "Sister-in-law, your man has been gone for many years. Haven't you thought about that? You shameless B*****. How can you ask such a question?" Zhao Wenshui was shameless. How could he be embarrassed to ask such a question? "Sister-in-law, women need men to touch them often. Otherwise, your moo of land will be wasted. Since your man is gone, let me do it. Sister-in-law, why don't you try my work? I promise you'll be satisfied." Zhao Wenhua's shameless words made Qian Chuanxiu embarrassed and angry. "Bah! Don't mess around with me. I won't let you plow my land even if it's wasted." With that, Qian Chuanxiu spat on Zhao Wenhua's face. Zhao Wenshui wiped his face but didn't dislike it. "Sister-in-law, let me kiss your little mouth. I want to know what it tastes like." Qian Chuanxiu didn't know what to do when she saw Zhao Wenshui's face coming closer. "You bastard! You're defiling a woman. I'll report you to the village chief later." Qian Chuanxiu's threat didn't work at all. Zhao Wenshui said, "Sister-in-law, there's no one here. No one saw anything. You don't even have a witness if you want to report me. Who would believe you?" Qian Chuanxiu was a little desperate. This damn pervert. Of all people, why did he have to target her? Now, there was no one to help him. Was he really going to be bullied by Zhao Wenshui? A widow's door was full of trouble. Over the years, many men had come to her house in the middle of the night. No man came. She held the kitchen knife and fought with her life. Those who were afraid of death naturally didn't dare to come. But now, who would have thought that at such an old age, he would fall again? She was already 36 this year. She couldn't be compared to a young woman a few years ago. Zhao Wenshui saw that Qian Chuanxiu was angry and comforted her. "Sister-in-law, you don't have to feel so wronged. Don't worry, if you follow me, you won't have any disadvantages. I heard that you wanted to cook for those miners, but Yun girl made you lose this opportunity. How about this, I'll go back and talk to my niece, and let her arrange for you to go in. What do you think?" When Qian Chuanxiu heard Zhao Wenshui's words, she was a little tempted. In fact, she hadn't been slept with by a man for so many years. It wasn't that she didn't want to, but she knew that if she hooked up with another man and the villagers found out, she wouldn't be able to stay in Shuilan village anymore. Now that Zhao Wenshui hugged her like this, her body reacted a little. If Zhao Wenshui could help her get the cooking job, she would agree. "Is what you said true?" "Of course it's true. Why would I lie to you? But will your words work in front of your niece?" Chapter 5:11. Okay then. Seeing that Qian Chuanxiu was convinced, Zhao Wenshui couldn't wait any longer and pushed Qian Chuanxiu to the ground. There was soft grass on the ground, so it wasn't uncomfortable. Zhao Wenshui quickly took off his clothes and began to take off Qian Chuanxiu's clothes. Seeing Zhao Wenshui so impatient, Qian Chuanxiu couldn't help but say, "Why do you look like you haven't done it in a long time? Don't you have a wife at home?" Speaking of this, Zhao Wenshui explained as he took off his clothes, "Sister-in-law, you don't know this. My wife is not as beautiful as you. Sometimes, I can't bear to do it. Also, there's only one room at home, so it's not convenient to do it. The children at home are all grown up." "I see," Qian Chuanxiu thought about Li Chuiying's appearance. He was indeed a little ugly. He was not as beautiful as her. When she was young, she was considered one of the top girls in the entire Shuilan village. Otherwise, so many men wouldn't have come to her door after her husband died. After Zhao Wenshui took off their clothes, he began to do it. He breathed heavily and said comfortably, "Sister-in-law, your land is still the best. It's so fertile that people have died from it." Qian Chuanxiu was also pleasured by Zhao Wenhua and began to moan comfortably. Anyway, there was no one in the field, and no one would pass by when it was dark. Therefore, their moans were a little louder and louder. Zhao Yun, who was hiding behind the tree, watched the exciting live broadcast. She almost couldn't digest it. These two. Were they having an affair? Looking at the two people doing improper things on the ground, Zhao Yun couldn't help but sigh. If her second aunt saw this, I don't know what kind of trouble she would make. Thinking about it, it was a little funny. Zhao Yun didn't intend to disturb these two people, so she left quietly. When she got home, Dowda leaned on the table to learn how to read. Looking at her son's strange behavior at home, Zhao Yun's mouth also raised a smile. Zhao Yun originally wanted to wait for Mu Lianfeng to come back, but she was tired. Mu Lianfeng showed no signs of coming back, so she went to bed first. She still had to wake up the next day, so she couldn't stay up too late. When Mu Lianfeng came back and saw that Zhao Yun was fast asleep, he didn't have the heart to wake her up. He wanted to talk about what happened 3 years ago tomorrow. It wasn't urgent anyway. On the other side, family Zhu. After Mulan and Zhu finished that thing, they were a little satisfied, but they were very happy. As usual, Mulan felt that someone was staring at the house. Thus, he whispered into Zhu ear, "Eru, go and see who it is. Be quiet. Don't alarm him." Zhu nodded. Afraid that the person outside would see that there was nothing in the house, Mulan continued to let out soft panting sounds. At the same time, Zhu walked to the side of the door. Suddenly, the door opened. The person outside the door was completely caught off guard. Who would have thought that the door would suddenly open? He was so scared that he hurriedly ran away. Zhu didn't give him a chance to run away. He grabbed the person. He couldn't see clearly from afar. After grabbing hold of the person, Zhu was stunned. It wasn't just anyone. It was his third brother, Zhu Sanlu. Zhu frowned. He thought about why his third brother wasn't lying in bed to recuperate. Why did he come to his door in the middle of the night? "Third brother, what are you doing?" Chapter 5:12. Zhu's eyes sharpened. How could he believe Zhu Sanlu's nonsense? "If you didn't do anything, why did you come to my house in the middle of the night?" Zhu's aura was so strong that Zhu Sanlu trembled in fear. It was mainly because Zhu had a psychological shadow after stepping on his crotch last time. "Second brother, I really didn't do anything. If you don't tell me the truth, you'll have a taste of my fist." Mulan also ran out and saw Zhu Sanlu. Sure enough, there really were people who were peeking. It was her uncle again. She didn't know what he was doing. Second brother, lower your voice. If you promise that I won't tell you, I'll tell you if you don't hit me. Zhu Eru glared at Zhu Sanlu. You know how to negotiate with me. Second brother. Actually, I really didn't do anything. I just peeked into your house. I didn't do anything. Zhu Sanlu curled his lips with an aggrieved expression. You just peeked. Tell me, what were you looking at in the middle of the night? Tell me the truth. If you tell me the truth, I'll gouge out both of your eyeballs. Zhu Sanlu didn't think that Zhu Eru was joking with him. He could only tremble and say, Second brother. I can't do it myself. I just wanted to see how you and second sister-in-law did it. I can't eat meat, but it's good to have a look. After Zhu Sanlu finished speaking, Mulan's face suddenly turned red with embarrassment. Thinking about how the three of them had seen her doing it with her man, and how they had watched the whole process, Mulan felt extremely shy. Although the room was a little dark and he couldn't see clearly, Zhu Sanlu could hear all the sounds they made while they were doing it. Wasn't this eavesdropping on others? Wasn't this too perverted? Before Mulan could get angry, Zhu Eru kicked Zhu Sanlu. He began to scold, Our family works hard to support your education, but you think about these dirty things every day. Our money is wasted on you. How can you face us? Zhu Sanlu cried out in pain. Ouch, second brother. I never said that I wanted to study. Weren't you the ones who forced me to go? Studying is so boring. All I do is memorize. It's not easy to become an elementary scholar. Not everyone can pass the exam. Zhu Sanlu said. He rubbed his chest. His second brother's kick was really ruthless. He couldn't even stand up. Fortunately, she didn't continue to kick him down there. Otherwise, he would really die. How can you say such things? You must be raising a beast at home. The more Zhu Eru thought about it, the angrier he became. However, it was fortunate that they had split up, otherwise, he would probably be even angrier. Second brother, can you lower your voice? Don't wake the others up. Zhu Eru said coldly to Zhu Sanlu on the ground, Are you afraid of being found out? I've never seen someone as shameless as you. I don't care about your studies, but if I catch you peeking or eavesdropping again, I'll really gouge your eyeballs out. Second brother. I won't do it again. I won't listen to you next time. Zhu Sanlu raised his hand and swore. If he couldn't eavesdrop on his second brother and second sister-in-law, then he could eavesdrop on his eldest brother and sister-in-law next time. He wasn't that stupid to take Zhu Eru's fist. Looking at his younger brother's cowardly appearance, Zhu Eru was so angry that he kicked Zhu Sanlu's body again. Mulan and Zhu Eru turned around and entered the room. You're tuning into the LoveLore Library YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.